Wonder is all in your eyes. Care is all in my hands. Beauty is your faith. And dream is what I embrace. Free, fearless, and hand in hand through the endless tides of time. I'm drawn to style, but even more to you in the light of love. I prefer bold vitality over fancy looks, daring and unstoppable. And both stargazers and heart warmers, finding light in family. I want the world to fall in love with our cars.
我是长城汽车魏牌南山的车主，驾驶 GWM 已经走过了40多个国家，看到了 GWM 在海外的发展，感受到了中国制造的强大，为中国品牌、为长城汽车自豪。
大家好，我是坦克700车主徐洛森。坦克700是我购买的第4台坦克。今年夏天，我开着我的坦克700穿越19个国家。这一路上，我们受到了非常多的国际友人关注，希望我们的国产越野车能够更好的走向世界。
السلام عليكم أنا عمر موجود داخل الإمارات.
GWM Power offers you a powerful engine that is capable of doing almost anything amazing.
I'm very proud with the brand, and I think it's a success of sale.
They have done an amazing machine.
中国坦克 I love it.
Love does not have to be loud, as it warms the world with a heartfelt touch. Deepest and longest love confession is by your side and on the roads. Despite different skin colors or languages, love always travels with us. Wonder is all in your eyes. Care is all in my hands. Beauty is your faith. And dream is what I embrace. Free, fearless, and hand in hand through the endless tides of time. I'm drawn to style, but even more to you in the light of love. I prefer bold vitality over fancy looks, daring and unstoppable. And both stargazers and heart warmers, finding light in family. I want the world to fall in love with our cars.
我是长城汽车魏牌南山的车主，驾驶 GWM 已经走过了40多个国家，看到了 GWM 在海外的发展，感受到了中国制造的强大，为中国品牌、为长城汽车自豪。
大家好，我是坦克700车主徐洛森。坦克700是我购买的第4台坦克。今年夏天，我开着我的坦克700穿越19个国家。 这一路上，我们受到了非常多的国际友人关注，希望我们的国产越野车能够更好的走向世界。
السلام عليكم أنا عمر موجود داخل الإمارات
GWM Power offers you a powerful engine that is capable of doing almost anything. Amazing.
I'm very proud with the brand, and I think it's a success of sale.
They have done an amazing machine.
中国danke. I love it.
Love does not have to be loud as it warms the world with a heartfelt touch. Deepest and longest love confession is by your side and on the roads. Despite different skin colors or languages, love always travels with us. Wonder is all in your eyes. Care is all in my hands. Beauty is your faith. And dream is what I embrace. Free, fearless, and hand in hand through the endless tides of time. I'm drawn to style, but even more to you in the light of love. I prefer bold vitality over fancy looks, daring and unstoppable. I'm both stargazers and heartwarmers, finding light in family. I want the world to fall in love with our cars.
我是长城汽车魏牌蓝山的车主，驾驶 GWM 已经走过了40多个国家，看到了 GWM 在海外的发展，感受到了中国制造的强大，为中国品牌、为长城汽车自豪。
大家好，我是坦克700车主徐洛森。坦克700是我购买的第4台坦克。今年夏天，我开着我的坦克700穿越19个国家。这一路上，我们受到了非常多的国际友人关注，希望我们的国产越野车能够更好的走向世界。
السلام عليكم أنا عمر موجود داخل الإمارات
GWM Power offers you a powerful engine that is capable of doing almost anything. Amazing.
I'm very proud with the brand, and I think it's a success of sale.
They have done an amazing machine.
中国danke. I love it.
Love does not have to be loud as it warms the world with a heartfelt touch. Deepest and longest love confession is by your side and on the roads. Despite different skin colors or languages, love always travels with us. Wonder is all in your eyes. Care is all in my hands. Beauty is your faith. And dream is what I embrace. Free, fearless, and hand in hand through the endless tides of time. I'm drawn to style, but even more to you in the light of love.
What is up, everybody? It's Jack here, and I've got you guys here back with me in Shanghai, China. We are continuing our 2025 Auto Shanghai. So I had you guys here with me this morning where we saw the exciting international press conference, saw a lot of cool stuff. And before and after the press conference, I was showing you guys some of the things there are to see at this GWM exhibition because it is truly massive. But the thing about the GWM exhibition is you've got a dual booth setup. You've got the off-road booth, you've got the tech booth, a lot of cool stuff to see at each. And there's so much to see that this afternoon, I want to spend a nice 2 hours taking you guys on an in-depth journey through this whole exhibition. We can see a lot of stuff up close because the way these two booths are designed are for an immersive experience. So we can see a lot of stuff at the tech booth. You can see the newest software that they're using in some of their vehicles, the operating system like the Copy OS, the Copy Pilot Ultra. You can also see a lot of the really ergonomic designs that they're using as well. Some of the stuff like the High 4, the technology platform and system that is really taking the performance, comfort, and efficiency of these GWM vehicles up another notch. So this is all stuff we're going to get hands-on with, see up close. You guys are also in luck because I have got two experts from GWM who are going to be telling us all about what lays in store with the features and the technology in these vehicles. We have a powertrain specialist. We also have a specialist in tech. So we're going to meet up with them and we're going to take a tour around this whole GWM exhibition. This thing is massive like a maze, but we're going to take it step by step, see what this place has to offer, see a lot of this coolest stuff up close. So I want to start you guys off with meeting our expert in intelligent tech, Tobias. So I believe he's over here. I saw him hanging out by the 3D wind tunnel. So we'll see what he's up to. Tobias knows a lot of stuff about what GWM has. So he will be the perfect guy for us to talk to. So Toby over here getting his mic on. Tobias getting his mic on still.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. How you doing, Tobias?
I'm fine. Nice to meet you.
So from Germany, right?
Yes, from Germany, but 10 years in China now.
All right, and you've been at GWM for a good amount of time,
Yes,
right?
6 years already working for GWM.
So what do you kind of specialize in and what do you typically work on
Actually,
here?
I'm chief engineer in powertrain department.
Yeah.
So, but today I kind of explain you everything around our newest technologies.
Okay, cool. So we can dive into a lot of the tech as well.
Exactly.
All right, very cool. All right, so Tobias, what are we looking at first today?
So first of all, I must make sure that everybody can hear me. I hope this works now.
Got two microphones now. I got two as well.
Okay.
And that should be enough, 4 mics in total.
I think that should be okay.
Okay.
So I think first I want to show you here our wind tunnel.
Okay.
Actually, it's much more than just a wind tunnel. It's more or less a climate simulation chamber.
Climate simulation chamber.
Yes, and I can also show here something. So in the beginning, when we start the system, I need to show you here. I can make this up and down.
So I see
this is the sunlight. So we can simulate the sunlight.
Okay.
So higher intensity, different angle,
and
make it rate and also
on the vehicle.
Energy. Also the energy, finally, what the vehicle must receive.
Oh, okay.
So this we can do now. You can see. I'm not sure if the video can catch it. You can see here the smoke coming out.
Yeah. What is that?
This is for the aerodynamics.
Oh, okay.
So this is originally for the wind tunnel. You make the aerodynamics.
Right.
But here you make the aerodynamics. You make the sun. You can also create a special humidity.
Yeah.
And also you can create a special altitude because in the high altitude you have a different pressure than in the low altitude. Every environmental situation you can cover here.
So really here they're trying
to see.
You can see,
by the way, this is a
okay.
nice for playing.
Oh, this is part of the wind tunnel.
Yes.
That's kind of neat how they did a whole 3D model.
Yeah.
So what is kind of, why would GWM go to build such a large, both wind tunnel and different climate simulator at the same time?
Because,
like, what's the goal behind it?
The goal is we want to be a global manufacturer. We want to give to our customers all over the world vehicles which can really work very well.
Right.
So not only in Shanghai maybe is a very special condition, but also in very high altitude our vehicles must work. Our vehicles must work in the sand condition, maybe in Dubai or somewhere, or in Australia, in the outback. So everywhere the vehicle must work, also in hot condition.
Yeah.
And so we make this a very huge investment. You have mentioned this already. Actually, GWM have invested 300 million RMB on this kind of equipment. And I think this is the first of this kind of investment in the Chinese OEM so far.
Really?
Yes.
So they're kind of leading the pack in terms of this, R&D investment for the testing of their vehicles.
Yes.
The multi-climate, like you were talking about, different countries.
Yes.
You might have deserts.
You might have, for example, the rain here in Shanghai is maybe different than the rain in Beijing or in South Africa. So we can have 5 different types of rains here.
5 different types of rain?
So intensity, the drop size, and so on. So it's really very sophisticated system.
Wow.
And then we can talk also about snow. Of course, we can go also in low temperature condition.
Yeah.
So in the complete chamber, we can simulate minus 40 degrees Celsius up to plus 60 degrees Celsius. And
that's
I think
very cold and very hot.
And there should be enough to cover the complete global temperature range.
I think in my entire life, I've never seen as cold as negative 40, and I've never seen as hot as plus 60.
Plus 60 I also have never seen, but I can tell you minus 40 we really also have in our testing, because all of our cars go to winter test.
Yeah.
And in very north of China, we really have minus 35 and minus 40 degrees.
The coldest one I've been to is Changbai Mountain. I drove the GWM PAL.
Okay.
I drove the tank as well. That was negative 20, 25.
Yes, which is really cold.
It's very, very cold. Yes. But it still worked.
It works, yeah. And this is why we have a very extensive development and testing here.
Very interesting.
And of course, because the fan is now still running, of course, aerodynamics is also a topic.
Right.
Not only environment, also aerodynamics, because this directly impacts the fuel consumption of the vehicle.
Right.
And fuel consumption later the customer feels directly at the gas station.
Yeah,
he
for
must
sure.
pay more or less. Yeah.
Right. You want a vehicle that's going to be more affordable and efficient, preferably.
Exactly. Yes.
So I remember I was reading earlier that the drag coefficient had been reduced to something like 0.29.
Yes.
And it increases the battery life.
Yes.
The amount of distance you can go, like you said.
Especially for the pure electric vehicles, you can directly feel if the CW value, so the aerodynamics value is better.
Right.
You can directly drive longer.
Right, right. Yes. Also, wind noise is another part of it, right?
Yes.
So like when you're driving at high speeds, I saw that it could bring the wind noise down by maybe like 4 decibels or so?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So aerodynamics is also a very big field. So with this equipment, we can test almost everything.
Wow. Yeah, I feel like you've covered all the climates. Rain, snow, negative 40 degrees, positive 60 degrees.
Yes.
And these are all climates that the vehicle's functioning okay?
Yes. And also, I mentioned before the high altitude. Because you can imagine that we have mountains here in China with 5,000 meter above the sea level.
Right.
And also in these mountains, they have roads, not only for climbing and have fun, they really have roads there.
Yeah.
And we must make sure that, for example, the engine, it's mainly a topic for the engine, can still work in this kind of low pressure altitude.
Yeah, I know in southwest China, the more you go southwest, the higher it gets.
Like Kunlun Mountain, I think this is the most famous one. We always go also testing for there.
Right. I think part of the Himalayas are also in China as well. So it really gets high up there.
So this is the beauty, by the way, for making development in China. So all kind of environment you can find somewhere. The country is so big, you can test everything also on the road, but now also in this equipment.
Yeah, low altitudes, high altitudes, deserts, mountains, rainforest as well.
Yes, actually everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But even so, you also built this entire chamber as well, so you could test it specifically.
Specifically, and you can also save time.
Because
if you have this in Baoding besides the headquarters and you have to go there and test something, maybe only a short item, then it's much faster than go to the mountain.
Yeah, that'd be a long way for the whole vehicle to go.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yes.
All right, so this is the wind tunnel and the climate simulator. The GWM, they call it the
Super laboratory.
the
Yes.
super
and
laboratory.
It's really super. I must say.
It is
Yes.
super indeed.
Every engineer should like this.
Yeah, that'd be very neat to be trying that out as an engineer.
Yes, and still, I also like this model from this because still here the foam is the dust is coming out.
You can actually you get like a visual representation. You
Yes.
can feel the
So
wind.
this is
coming
very
up.
nice for explanation. Yeah.
Very cool. All right, so what's our next stop?
Our next stop will be the battery, which
All
nowadays is very important in the cars.
Yes, of
Let's
course.
go over there.
If you got a hybrid or you got a pure electric, this is
Yes.
definitely something that's very important. So it's this part right here, yeah?
It's right here. And we have two kind of batteries I can shortly explain to you.
Okay, so we start over here.
I would like to start over here
Okay,
because this
okay.
is the newest one.
Okay.
And actually this is also the most exciting battery for me at least because this
Why
is
is
our,
that?
this is, we call it, it's a specific off-road battery.
Specific
off-road
off-road
So
battery.
it's made for cars which really go into the dirt,
Yeah.
into the off-road. Not only go like a city off-road or something, we really go off-road. And this is also kind of the core value of GWM that we really provide cars for off-road.
Right. They
Yeah.
can function in all sorts of different terrains.
Yes.
Whether, it'd be like what you said, hot or cold.
Actually, now it's
high or
exactly
low.
this kind of topic is exactly something we test in the climate chamber before.
Yeah,
So
I bet.
Hot, cold, rain, snow, everything, and
Right.
especially for the very cold conditions, the battery is always a little bit sensitive. But
Yeah.
this battery can really work from minus 40 degrees until plus 60 degrees Celsius.
Because I know in my experience, I live in a pretty warm place. I'm from Florida.
Okay.
But even in Florida, when it gets a little cooler, like 0 degrees, sometimes the batteries.
It's the problem. The
They'll
12-volt
die.
battery already. Exactly.
Right, especially if you don't drive the car for
Yes.
a couple days, it
Yes.
might completely
We
die.
know this in China also because now you have so many computers,
Yeah.
controllers in the car, then sometimes the battery is empty very quickly.
Right. So
And
so
this
like
high
it-
voltage battery is even more important to drive because then you cannot even start, you cannot drive if this cannot work.
especially if you were off-roading
Yes.
and you were out, in the forest
Yes.
or in the snow.
Yes.
You could not. You would really not want your vehicle to die.
Of course, I must say this battery we use in hybrid vehicle. Later,
Yeah.
my colleague will give you some more details about this powertrain.
Yeah.
So you still have the engine, but
Right.
really powerful the car is only with the engine and e-motor together. So the battery is essential in the car.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the
And
engine and the motor together.
Maybe I can give you some data. So this battery is for a PHEV quite big. We have 59 kilowatt hours.
Okay.
So maybe 10 years ago this was more than a battery electric vehicle had, but this we have
Yeah.
now in the PHEV.
Yeah.
And this can charge with up to should be 163 kilowatt peak power for charging.
Wow.
So you can charge from 10 to 80% in 20 minutes.
Oh.
For PHEV that's very good because normally
Nearly full.
yes,
In just 20
yes,
minutes.
Yes.
Wow.
Because normally the PHEV have a little bit lower power for the charging. Normally it's around 50 kilowatt, but we have 163. It's also unique for the Great Wall cars.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people's concern when it comes to electric vehicle or hybrid vehicles is that how long do I have to plug it in to charge
What
it?
is the mileage and how long do I have to charge? I think this is to talk. And if they live in north of China, what is in the cold condition?
Yeah, exactly.
But all this we can cover with this battery very well. And there's one other thing, because it's off-road, so of course in off-road you have some stones, you have some impact. So this battery have a special, you see also the frame
This
is
thing,
quite
right?
solid, so it's quite solid that you have also some impacts from outside cannot directly damage the battery.
Because I imagine you need to have this kind of shell around it.
Yes.
If you had an actual impact to the battery, it could even be dangerous.
Especially from the bottom. Especially from the bottom, because the off-road car, you can imagine, you have a lot of stones.
Rocks, stones,
yes, on
yeah.
rocks. Yes.
Jagged.
Exactly. So this is the off-road battery.
Yeah.
And then next I want to show you our short blade battery.
All right. This is called the short plate battery,
Short blade, yeah, they call it short blade battery because maybe you can see here, this is we don't have the round cell, the cells are like blades.
Oh,
so we have many blades together.
Okay.
You can see it here inside. There are many blades together,
Yeah.
thermally welded. And this battery, for example, we have in the Aura 03 and Aura 07, so in the pure electric vehicles.
Okay.
So you see also, the size. This is for pure electric vehicles.
Right.
In the bottom of the car.
This is a very large battery.
It is. Yeah.
So if we're talking about a pure electric vehicle, how far can a battery like this take that vehicle? What is kind of the range that we're looking
I like
at
this.
here?
I would say it always depends on the driver and
Right.
on the temperature and so on. But I think 400 kilometers is no problem at all, and
Okay.
even higher.
Okay.
Because I also have by myself a battery electric vehicle. I'm always a little bit conservative.
Right.
Because I know in winter you must make a little bit less, in summer you can longer, so I always take the middle
Right.
in the discussion.
And the range is really going to matter depending on what country you're in and whether there's a lot of charging stations.
Yes.
You know, I imagine China kind of has more charging stations, but other countries maybe not so
maybe
much.
Different, yeah.
That infrastructure is going to be a little different.
Exactly. I think Ivan maybe later also will mention this. So that's why for the export we more or less have very often have HEV cars without plug-in.
Okay.
So you still have the power or the beauty of electric support,
right?
Like two motors, engine and e-motor, but you don't have to plug in all the time.
Right. I remember earlier today I was talking to someone from South Africa.
Yeah.
And I guess their charging infrastructure is not that, expansive.
Yes.
But the hybrids, the way they work is the hybrid engine can power.
Yes.
Can charge the battery.
Yes, exactly. So then the fuel consumption goes a little bit up, but you don't have the problem to find a charging station.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay, by the way, that's all about the battery.
All right.
So if you don't mind, then I will introduce you to Ivan, and he will tell you much more about the powertrains.
Yeah, let's talk to him.
And I go this side, yeah.
Okay.
So I must now check
let this guy, let him swing in front of us.
Yeah.
He wants to see our beautiful faces.
Yes, of course, and the many microphones we have.
At all times.
Yeah.
All right, and this is Ivan, yeah?
Now, this is Ivan. Hi, Ivan, nice to meet you.
Ivan, all right. I think we're going to get you a microphone right here. There you go. Now we got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 microphones going.
Connection, guys.
I think he's having a hard time getting on your call there. So, where are you from, Ivan?
I'm from France.
Oh, from France. All right. How long have you been in China for?
I've been 11 years in China, 11 years in Great Wall.
11 years in China?
And
11 years?
At Great Wall too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, how's it been?
Very good. I mean, you see the output of the work is here.
Yeah. So this is the high 4 system that you're going to be telling us about,
yes,
right?
Exactly. So I can give you a brief introduction.
Yeah.
Because overall, you can see the different architecture, but i4, this is not just a single hybrid technology.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a complete hybrid solution that we developed for Great Wall.
Right.
To meet the diverse needs of the users.
Okay.
So, because generally, as an engineer, we constantly ask ourselves one fundamental question, which is, what does the user truly need?
Okay.
And
so you've got the needs and what the consumer desires. That's on the mind at all times.
Yes.
Not what the engineer wants, but what the consumer is looking for in the product.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, because we came to the conclusion, because if we look at the market, we can see the most of the two-wheel drive hybrid models, they would struggle on complex roads. So if you take like rain, snow, mud, or mountains, you would see that their single source of power, they will limit the tractions, and they will limit the performance. Even it could be sometimes compromising the safety for the customer.
Yeah.
So on the other hand, if you look at the four-wheel drive hybrid systems, usually they offer very good performance. But very often they will come with a high price tag.
Right, and it's also the matter of efficiency too, I would imagine, right?
Yes, but the price is also one concern we can see from the customer.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why at Great Wall, with our SUV heritage and with the deep technical expertise, we start to ask, how can we deliver an energy efficient, affordable four-wheel drive SUV system through innovation?
Right.
And this is how we started with i4.
So it's kind of a couple problems that you're trying to fix at the same time. Mm-hmm. One of it is you want it to have that performance, its ability to perform in off-road scenarios and difficult terrains, but at the same time, the usual consumer and buyer of a vehicle, they have a budget, they don't want to spend a ton of money, and they're also concerned about the money they spend on fuel as well.
Exactly. So this is where we were at a point where we thought, okay, the problem is very difficult to solve. There was no clear path for this, but Great Wall chose to break the new ground, and we developed an intelligent electric hybrid four-wheel drive systems using 2 electric motors and 1 hybrid dedicated engine.
Okay.
All without increasing the cost.
Okay, so we've got 2 motors going on here.
Exactly, so 1 in the front, 1 in the rear.
Okay.
So overall, this wasn't just an improvement, this was a complete ground-up re-engineering of the hybrid system.
Right. Okay, so 2 motors in the front and rear. This is really not something that was being used before. This is kind of a revolution.
Yeah, that's the part, and this is where we bring something very innovative on the market.
Right.
Because traditionally, the dual motor hybrid system, they are all front-wheel drive. And
right.
we have one motor which is dedicated solely to the power generation.
Yeah.
And when we came with this architecture, I thought it changed the game because we moved the motor to the rear axle.
Right.
And with this, combined with the series parallel hybrid setups, this allows the front motors to both drive the wheels and to generate the energy.
Okay.
And as a result, we have a true electric 4-wheel drive system that's significantly lower cost.
Okay, okay. So this has been effective in reducing the cost and improving the effectiveness of the 4-wheel drive.
Correct.
At the same time.
Yeah, because now this is not a matter just of shifting the motor to the back, because behind this we also have a complete reinvention of the hybrid system structure, the control logic, the energy management.
Yeah.
And we have constantly worked on the optimization from this. So from the concept to the mass productions, at every steps, we try to make some real-world testing, get some feedback from the customer.
Right.
And based on this, we could deliver the best possible driving experience.
Right. So how do you think, because you talk about that in the process of developing the Hi4 system, you have a lot of communication with the market, with the consumer.
Exactly.
How do you find the reception has been so far?
Very positive. I mean, what came also in our process is that from the very beginning, we've been entirely driven by the user-first thinking. So, which means, unlike the traditional engineering, usually you have projects where people they would either focus on the performance or they would focus on the efficiency.
Okay.
Here the project was born with the belief that we wanted, the customer wanted all. So we wanted fuel economy, we wanted performance, we wanted the value.
Yeah.
But so we have made extensive research about the users, and we found one common desire. So usually the customer, they would tell us, I want strong performance, but I also want the fuel savings.
Okay.
I want the 4-wheel drive, but I cannot afford it. It needs to be affordable.
Right. So they want that performance, they want that power.
Yes.
They want the ability to go off-roading, but everyone's got a budget. They're concerned about how can I get that at an affordable price.
Yes, exactly,
So that's kind of been really the goal behind this whole Hi4 development,
Yeah, exactly, Throughout the entire development process, so we stay focused on real-world usage. So we are focusing on the customer.
Right.
For every milestone or every innovation that we bring, we are focusing on solving like very practical problems for the customer.
Okay.
And this is how we are now proud to say that I thought this is not just a breakthrough in technology; it's a breakthrough in in user value.
Right, I see. So this is the Hi4, right? I see we also have the Hi4Z and the Hi4T over here. Are those things that we can look at real quick?
But maybe let me first give you some overview first about the Hi4.
Sure.
So overall, the Hi4, this is the short is for the hybrid intelligent 4-wheel drive.
Okay.
So this is great wheel motors, intelligent hybrid all-wheel drive system. This works both for mainstream vehicles, but it also works for off-road vehicles. We can, let's say, handle different type of situations.
I see.
And so we have launched this product already since March 2023.
Okay.
And we have applied this already on 10 models. So this is already like
so this is already being used in 10 different models.
Exactly.
Okay, that's pretty extensive then.
Yes.
All right. So the Hi4, this came around in 2023, already being applied in 10 different models.
Yes.
So what are we kind of looking at this thing going forward? What do we have to expect?
Yeah, the one thing that we can see is that the unique powertrain configuration. So as I said, the most of the dual motor hybrid, they have both the motors on the front axle. So which means the rear axle doesn't have enough power. And because of this, we have an unbalanced power distribution.
Right.
So we have unbalanced axle load, and it can lead to slippage when you launch the car. It can lead to oversteering, understeering. So overall, this is one issue that we've been facing with the 2-wheel drive architecture.
Right, a loss of traction, stuff like that.
Yes. But Now with the moving of the e-motor to the rear axle, then here we can see that we have like a very, very strong performance, and we can get very close to the 50-50 golden balance of the ratio on the two axles.
The 50-50 golden balance.
Yes.
So this is a distribution of the power between both the front and the rear axle?
Yeah, and this is what ensures you that you can get optimal performance, optimal grip, and the maximum longitudinal performance. So the wheel, you have less chances to slip, less chances to lose control in the turns and so on.
I imagine that these axles, they also employ things like differential locks, things like that as well to kind of...
Actually, for this architecture, we have what we call ITVC. This is Intelligent Torque Vectoring Control.
Okay.
So the system can react in milliseconds.
Yeah.
With these systems, actually, we control with the coordination of the powertrain and the braking system that the vehicle stay on track, and we can improve, let's say, the steering ability and avoid this loss of traction, let's say.
Okay, so this is a very intelligent system, and all these moving parts are kind of functioning together to work in that aspect.
Maybe I don't know if my microphones work. I can also add something, if you don't mind, because you know I'm a transmission guy, so we work very closely together. And I want to mention, actually, we have two kind of DHTs, transmissions here in this high-floor platform, one with 2 gears and one with 4 gears.
Okay.
And why we have this? Because in a normal urban situation, 2 gears is more than enough.
Yes.
So also if you drive with the engine, then you don't drive so high speed.
Right.
But later we will see our business van, MPV, Bay 80, and here we have 4 gears, because if you drive long way on the highway, and maybe the battery is already a little bit down and you don't have the power from the e-motor, then you also want to drive smoothly and with a low engine noise in the high speed, for example 120, 140, even if not allowed in China, but 140 is possible.
Right.
And then you have 4 gears that you can cover the complete range also by driving with engine only.
Okay.
So this is a very complicated system what we have here.
Right. What Tobias is actually saying is that we have 2 versions, the i4 and the i4P.
Exactly.
Performance versions with the 4 gear.
Oh, okay. So over here we're looking at, this is the i4Z,
so actually this is the i4Z. This is our ultimate all-terrain electrified platform. This is engineered to handle daily city commutes, but also we can escape on the weekends and have like off-road on the weekends. So this is like a very versatile, let's say, architecture.
Right, I see.
We have very, very strong performance for this one. So overall, we have like 200 kilometers on WTC of pure electric driving range.
Okay.
We can achieve the 0 to 100 kph in less than 5 seconds.
Oh, 0 to 100 in less than 5 seconds.
This is a very strong power.
You must imagine it's a very strong heavy car.
Yeah, a lot of these are off-road vehicles. 0 to 100 is very fast.
Yes, and we also designed the powertrain so that you can make 20 consecutive launch without any fade of the performance.
Okay.
Which is also, quite an achievement.
20 consecutive launches. That's this acceleration we're talking about, right?
Yeah, and overall we have a 20 times amplification of the torque. So this means you have a very strong grip. And very high dynamic for this system.
Very interesting. Okay, so this is the i4Z that we're talking about.
Yeah. So overall the architecture, this is based on an innovative power split with 3-speed series parallel hybrid layout.
Right.
And with this, we have an unmatched energy efficiency across all scenarios.
Okay.
So with this i4Z, we can see we get longer range, we get lower consumption and thrilling performance without any compromise on the safety. So this is what we think is really a big achievement. So for us, this is the ultimate formula for going further, driving smarter, and saving more.
Right, so you're kind of checking all the boxes there, all the things that the consumers, that the users are looking for, right?
Exactly.
Okay, very cool. So, and you're talking about this i4Z, this is kind of a very good all-arounder kind of platform. This is good if we're talking about both going off-roading and for your kind of day-to-day usage of the vehicle, for daily driving as well. You have the efficiency, you have the safety, all of that.
This is designed for the people who are mainly driving in the city, like high performance in the city, but who wants to go on the weekend for off-road driving.
I see.
This is not a pure off-road. I mean, we have more stronger vehicles for off-road, like the i40, which we will see later.
Okay, so this is the i40 over here?
Yeah, the i40 is right over there.
By the way, before I showed you the off-road battery, this is exactly the application.
Oh, so it'd be right here?
Yes, this is exactly the off-road battery I have introduced before.
Okay, so it's situated right in the middle of the i4 system.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, very cool. So this would be used in the hybrid, like you're talking about. It's a slightly smaller battery.
Yes.
A pure electric
but
would be
slightly
larger.
smaller. It's still 60 kilowatt hours, I remember.
Yeah.
So that gives a very big driving range. EV.
Yeah.
I think more than 200 kilometers.
200 kilometers on WLTC.
Over 200 kilometers.
Which is a lot for a PHEV. It's really beyond the market standards. I mean,
And this is just battery.
Yes,
Pure
yes.
battery. Pure electric is over 200 kilometers.
WLTC, yeah.
That's good range. Definitely good range. All right, shall we check out the High 4T?
Sure, please.
All right, let's go. All right, so over here we have our High 4T.
Yeah, so this is what we built for what we call like the hardcore off-roaders.
Yeah.
This I-40, this brings together the electrification and the road capabilities for purpose-built platforms.
Okay.
So overall, the principle, we have a large displacement engine, so 2-liter turbo engine.
Yeah.
We have like a 9-speed transmission, so the
9-speed.
Yes, and it's developed specifically by for Great Wall Motors by Tobias.
And this transmission actually is the first developed longitudinal automatic 9-speed transmission in China. So Great Wall made this job totally in-house by themselves.
Yeah.
Including software and hardware and everything.
So what does that mean for us if we have this 9-speed longitudinal transmission? How is that going to affect our driving experience? How does it feel different?
I mean, overall with this architecture, I mean, we are mainly designing for very high off-road performance.
Right.
The target is to ensure that with the two power sources, we can always ensure very fast reactions and very, let's say, reactive behavior for the customer.
Okay.
No matter what is the situation, we can ensure like strong, stable output of power, and let's say the customer can let's say recover from any situation, even like a complex road situation, and always come back home safely. This is our purpose, and this was the intention when we built this architecture.
So the responsivity of the vehicle to the driver and to external conditions will also be quite strong in these conditions. Okay, very interesting. All right, so the High 4T. So this, what we're looking at here, is not a hybrid, correct? This is a pure fuel vehicle, or does this also incorporates the hybrid technology as well, right?
It's a hybrid, yeah.
Oh, so this is the battery in the back.
You see the battery, and by the way, I mentioned before we have for the export mainly HEV.
Yeah.
This is the HEV version with a smaller battery.
Right.
And the PHEV version has a bigger battery and not as big as this one, but also can drive 140, 150. I think the High 4T pure electric drive.
Okay. So what's kind of the reason in the High 4T that they've moved the battery from the center to the back side?
Package. It's packaged because you see here you have the mechanical connection between the transmission and the back.
Right.
So and there you have no space for the package, for the battery.
The other one was transverse powertrain. So the powertrain was transverse. This one is a longitudinal architecture.
Okay.
As you can see, because we have like a large displacement engine, a powerful P2 motors, and then we have this longitudinal architecture with this 9-speed. So actually, because of this, as Tobias mentioned, we have to move the battery. Yes.
Okay, so that's with the architecture.
Because Ivan just now mentioned, we have a very powerful engine already. It's a V6 engine here.
That's the V6 right here that we're looking at.
V6, then we have the e-motor. So we have on the transmission input up to 850 Newton meter.
Wow.
Officially 750, but we can up to torque.
Wow.
So this is really
Newtons.
powerful, which you mechanically can then distribute to all 4 wheels.
I imagine that'd be really important for driving, right?
For off-road, especially if you can imagine your car is on the rock.
Yeah.
You want to climb the rock.
Right.
So you need a high torque and high power. So you have the power I mentioned before, and in this lounge condition we have also torque converter inside.
Right.
The torque converter gives additional gear, like a gear ratio, so that you are really very hardcore off-road.
Right, low speeds, but also maximum power at the same time. Good for climbing. Okay. All right. So what's our guy telling us over here? Okay. So. Yeah. So what else can we see in our High 4T right here?
Yeah. So overall, with this architecture, we can have 100% torque transfer for any single wheel. We can ensure the maximum tractions. We can ensure the ability to power through the toughest terrain.
Right.
Which means whether we have rock crawling or trail running, we can ensure that you get supercharged off-road experience.
Yeah.
And with all the efficiency of a new energy vehicle.
Okay.
But so this is overall the i4 platform. This is the core of Great Wall Motors' next generation passenger vehicles.
Right.
But Great Wall Motors is also expanding for beyond that. So this means last month, we have just launched the i4G, so which is not displayed here on the booth.
i4G.
i4G. This is
Okay.
intelligent hybrid platform for commercial vehicle.
Okay.
Yes. So
For
which means
commercial
now-
vehicle
yeah,
usage.
so-
Very big.
Very big. Okay. Okay. This is the first I've heard of this. The i4G.
Yeah, so this means the same innovative spirit and the same technology that we have put on this different architecture. Now we are expanding it for the logistics sector and for the business sector. So yeah, we try to bring it to the trucks and so on.
Very interesting. All right. So this is news to me. I didn't know we also had the i4G coming up.
Yes. Yeah, just last month. It just
All
came out
right.
last month.
Exciting.
But now with this full i4 family, this means we stay true to our promise and we are creating maximum value for the users through smart, sustainable, and performance-driven solutions.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, so this is pretty much all we have to talk about the i4, right? i4Z, i4T.
Right.
So the i4G is also coming up.
Yes.
Shall we talk about the body of the vehicle over here as well?
Maybe we can go together. And
Yeah. So this thing right here, I noticed that it's got a lot of different colors on it.
Yes. So first of all, this is a body in white, we call this. So this is under the design of the vehicle.
Right.
The different colors is actually the different strength of the material.
Okay.
Because in Great Wall, of course, we want to make sure our cars are safe.
Yeah.
Especially this kind of car you use for business reasons. So you want your business partners are safe when you drive together with them.
Right.
Or you use it for the family.
Yeah.
And of course, you even more want the family to be safe.
Even more important than our
Even
business
more than the
partners.
business partners,
Right.
Because family you cannot choose, you just have them.
It's true.
And then you can see like here the red color actually is the highest strength area.
Okay,
So
the red is the highest strength.
Red is the highest strength, and you can also imagine if you have a side impact, then this part is very highly impacted.
Okay.
So this must be the highest strength.
Okay.
And here we have a maximum strength up to 2,000 megapascal.
Okay.
So it's really high steel grade. And the proportion of high steel strength.
I remember reading that this red steel is the stuff they use in this manufacturing of submarines.
Maybe.
Like ultra
Could be,
high
yes,
strength
yes.
steel.
And we have it, of course, not everything, then it would be too heavy and too expensive.
Okay.
But in this certain area where we really need, we have it.
So this is if there was an impact or there was a collision,
Yes.
this would kind of take the brunt of the impact, yes?
Yeah. So there is less deformation because you can imagine if here's an impact,
Right.
and directly here is the passenger, the passenger sitting.
Right,
So if
right.
you have less deformation here, then you have less impact on the passenger.
Oh, okay, so this is kind of like a crucial part of the vehicle in terms of absorbing an impact.
And if we talk about the overall vehicle, we can say 80. I can say it correctly. 81.96% of the overall vehicle have a high strength steel.
81.96% of the entire vehicle is high strength steel.
High strength steel, not exactly this one, but in general high strength steel.
Is this a high proportion of high strength steel when compared with other vehicles of this class?
I would say yes. So
Yeah.
it's outstanding development.
Will this kind of create challenges for GWM though in the development of it? Like you talked about, like it would be more expensive or it would be heavier. How do they deal with
Of course,
that?
the part itself is expensive. Heavy is always a topic as well. We
Right.
have a lot of power, so maybe it's not this big topic, but
Okay.
at the end it's also fuel consumption.
Right.
And by the way, before I introduce to you the crash at the wind tunnel.
Right.
And a similar system we have also for crash. So we also have our own crash center
Yeah.
where we can exactly test this.
Okay.
And this was also successful because in the relevant crash cycles in North America and Europe, we have 5-star rating for our cars.
Okay, so this thing's been through the test nonstop. You guys found what is kind of the safest setup
Exactly.
for this vehicle. All right, so I'm getting word that we're talking to our South African media here in a sec. So I guess that's them over there. Are we talking over there with you guys, or are we talking over here? Okay. So all right, let's head over here. I believe the South African media wants to talk to us about a couple things. All right, so who are we interviewing, guys?
Hi, so I am Londi.
Londi, nice
Yes,
to meet you.
And I am from South Africa.
I heard.
Yeah. And little birdie told me that I will be speaking to the chief engineer of GWM.
Right.
Correct.
So quick introduction. I'm Jack, not the engineer.
Okay.
This is Yvonne and this is Tobias. These
Okay.
are both our engineers here.
All right.
I believe you're talking to Yvonne,
Oh,
right?
yes. Okay.
So
Nice to meet you.
Our chief engineer right here.
All right. Nice to meet you. So I just have a few questions that my South African market would like to know as well. I'd like to know which models could we expect in the future?
So I think later this year, I think one of the big launch that you can expect.
Yes.
We will launch the new H6 PHEV. On the market.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah. So,
Okay. And any other models maybe that you could give us?
I think this one will be a big one for us.
Okay.
Because, it's our mainstream models. I think it's also sold in South Africa, and I guess it's already a popular model.
Yes.
But with these new versions, I think we can expect very high performance, both for the HEV and the PHEV versions. Because we have developed different versions of it.
Oh, amazing.
The customer needs.
Okay, thank you so much for that.
That's the Haval H6.
The Haval
right?
H6, yes.
All right. I've driven that vehicle. It's pretty nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it really. I drove it in China, not in South Africa, of course. But it was a really good drive here, I would say.
I've driven the H7 as well in South Africa. We were at that launch a few months ago, so I enjoyed that as well.
Right.
So while we're on the H6, I also just want to know, what could the driving, I hear the driving range could be up to 1,000 kilometers. So I also just want to know, what are some of the advantages of the product that we can expect?
Yeah, so you're right. I mean, we are very thrilled because with this new generation, we can achieve up to 1,000 kilometers on CLTC with one fuel tank.
Yes.
Which is, I mean, for a PHEV, it's already like a remarkable features. But also the fuel consumption, the comprehensive fuel consumptions, we are as low as 5.2 liters per 100 kilometers.
Okay.
So 5.2, this is also a very good, let's say, achievement for such a big SUV.
Yes. Okay.
So the efficiency will be, let's say, very strong features. But on top of this, as we explained, I mean, we have like this 9 driving mode, which means we can adjust to any driving scenarios, and we can ensure whether the customer wants to do off-road, whether he wants to do high longitudinal dynamics, whether he wants the fuel efficiency, we will adjust automatically and offer the best performance for the customer.
Yes. All right. No, that's interesting. I just wanted to ask the last question. Just to assure people from the South African market, I think what they really just question is the parts and the longevity. So I just want to know what advantages could you give and tell us, and assure rather the markets that everything is okay, you know?
Yes, of course. I mean, as we explained, I think it was also part of our development process. When we started the product, we started considering what's the user needs first. So it was a very user-centric development.
Perfect.
And because of this, actually, we made a lot of iterations. So every time we made iteration, we were focusing on a concrete technical problem from the customer, reliability being one of them.
Yes.
And we made over 80 iterations of the concept.
Okay.
And we refined it until we reached the perfect balance. So what we delivered is a solution that will ensure that it's a very strong performance, but also reliable in time. So we can ensure like reliable performance and reliability on the parts that we design.
Okay. No, that's amazing. Thank you so much for your time. It was amazing meeting you.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for the information as well. Alrighty.
Have you just arrived in China recently?
We arrived yesterday. So we flew in yesterday.
How's the jet lag?
Ooh, I'm feeling tired. I'm not gonna lie, but our body just needs to adjust, you know. And I've been sleeping when it's nighttime here, so I'm trying not to sleep today until tonight.
So far, so good then.
So far, so good, 100%. But China is beautiful. It's amazing. It's super, super different from what we have back home.
Right.
So thank you so much for everything. Hey, alrighty. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, so that was interesting. I say we go and see some of the models over here, because we've been looking at the parts here, the technology, but we have a lot of different vehicle models over here that we can check out.
Because now it's all these things are under the screen. Yeah, now we must see really the exterior.
Right, we can see once it's pieced together what we're looking at. All right, so I guess we're heading over this way to our Tank 300. Okay. I think that we're not able to get through there yet. Oh, we're going to have to go around this way. Like I said, this place, it's kind of like a maze, you know. It's like it's very dynamic.
Yeah, I think there's so many cars on display, so many people also.
Right.
It was the first day.
Yeah, today's the first day. We can see there's a very strong response also from the public. We can see the booth is full, which is a good sign. I mean, people are also interested in our solution.
Right.
They're interested to see, let's say, what are the options that we bring to the market.
Yeah.
I think it's a good sign.
Yeah. So, like, especially earlier this morning, I mean, there were people everywhere, you know.
And especially, I think you can really feel it's not only a Chinese auto show. Now it's really a global auto show.
Yeah.
Because now we talk with people from South Africa, there are people from Europe, from South America, from everywhere. It's not a Chinese show.
Right.
It's global. Yeah.
Like this morning, I talked to people from Thailand, talked to people from Australia,
Also,
someone from Qatar in the Middle East, and South Africans as well.
I had questions from the people from Brazil today also about the iPhone. People came to me and asked me questions about the solution and so on. So we can see worldwide there's a very strong, let's say, interest into our technology and the solution. And
right.
I take it as a very good sign.
Right, and it's a cool place to be here. You can see all these people coming from all over, and like you said, as the engineer, you're very interested in what the market wants.
Yes.
And it's got to be tough, dynamically speaking, that you have markets all over the world. But it's got to be cool to be able to come in contact with someone like you said from Brazil and talk to them one-to-one about what they want. Oh,
hey,
we got another interviewer here.
Yes, you do. Hi guys, how are you?
Hi, very
Good.
Good.
I'm Jack. This is Yvonne. This is Tobias.
I'm Dominique, known as Miss Gulag on social media. I'm from South Africa as well.
All right.
We're representing today. I have a question for you guys. Is that okay? Especially for our lead engineer over here, our experts. Is that all right?
Yes.
So my question is, could you introduce the development process of the High 4 and how to ensure reliability, but in detail? Is that okay?
Yes, sure.
Okay,
but I
fantastic.
think we had a very similar question.
We had a similar question?
From your friend, but I can re-explain.
Please, because I've driven them, I love them, but I need more on them, if that's okay.
Yeah, I think that there was also concern from your colleagues about the reliability. I think the general answer is that we develop our whole powertrain focusing on the user. So from the very beginning of the project.
Okay, so me as the user.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, awesome. All right.
And we consider very concrete problems that we had to tackle in the development. So reliability was one of them.
Okay.
And for this, actually, we had to make further optimization. So we did a lot of simulation. We consider the different load profiles. So we are collecting data from the different markets: South Africa, Brazil.
Do you love our market? Do you love us?
Of course.
Tobias has the right
We're all
answer.
about the vibe, so I'm asking, do you love us? Okay, good.
The car is secondary. I want to know the vibe.
Okay, but exactly, you want the vibe. So can you bring all of these in South Africa, please? We're waiting patiently. Is that okay? All right.
So you've got.
Oh, don't disappoint me.
You guys have a part of them so far, right? You don't have the whole fleet yet.
Exactly. And I mean, I want to be driving, a new car maybe every now and
You
then.
also need the desire first.
Oh, but there's desire.
Yeah,
They're
but
playing-
you must also day by day get a little bit more, not everything
A
at once.
little bit
Right.
more?
Yeah.
A trickle. They're playing hard to get.
Okay, we won't play hard
You got.
to
You
get.
got to
We'll
keep.
get
You
it,
got to
we'll
keep
get
the
it.
consumer waiting for more.
Well, I just want those white leather seats. Is that okay? Can we arrange that? Is that fine? Okay, then I'm fine. Then I'm fine.
Which vehicles have you tried out so far in South Africa?
The tank.
Which one?
500.
Tank 500. Okay, that's a big one.
And yeah, the big one. It was amazing. It drives by itself. No, we didn't do the hybrid. No. And then I did the P Series Bucky as well. I think it was the launch of the 500 as well, and that was incredible. The H6 and the H7, obviously. I mean, my mom I think is buying an H6 now. So I mean, I'm telling you, there is consumers that want it. We just, you know what? It's a cute car, so a lot of us want it. That's how it's supposed to
If
be.
you want to please your mom, you should offer the new H6. So new H6 will come this year.
Okay, so she must wait on it a bit. Okay, I'll tell her that.
Yeah. Next Christmas.
Yeah, I think September we'll launch the PHEV.
So
Just
only
on
at
time
the
for
end
Christmas.
of the year.
Yes.
End of the year.
Okay.
It's a Christmas gift. You can order it now and give it
Right.
Me?
Yep.
Okay,
For
you're
your-
giving it to me for free, right? Oh,
I'm
fantastic.
not-
Okay, I heard you. You promised that.
Give you
promised
1% off. How about it? Cut you a deal. 10? I don't know. They're getting greedy there.
Oh, okay, sorry. I won't be greedy. But thank you guys. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, and I love the expertise. Can't wait to see the rest. Yay!
Yeah. Thank you. Alrighty, so what are we getting from? Okay, so that's pretty much it for our interviewing and stuff like that. And I guess you're off the hook for the Tank 300. You can just kind of take it easy at this point. Me and Tobias have got it covered from here, but it's been a pleasure,
It was
Yvonne.
a pleasure. Thank you very much. It was really a pleasure, and it was a great experience.
I really appreciated all the insight, learned a lot today.
See you next time. Yeah.
With pleasure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you,
All
guys.
right, thank you, Yvonne.
Take it easy. Bye.
All right, so
Cool.
how
Where
about
we
that?
go next?
So I
think our
guess
plan is still talk about the coffee OS.
Yeah, we could go because they have that interactive station
exactly
over there.
This we should have a look. And
Right.
also the base 80.
Yeah.
80, not 08, 80.
Yeah.
So we still have something.
Right. So we can go check out the interactive place where you can see the Coffee OS system. I believe they have the sound system over
Also
there
the sound
as well
system
we can check out.
and the charging robot. So we have still very interesting topics for you.
All right, so let's go on to our next station. How are we getting over there, guys? Are we walking this way?
We just follow you.
We gotta follow our cameraman.
Yeah. But must make sure that
our
he
cameraman
not
that walks
get lost in the crowd here.
Yeah. I think the hardest part about his job is he's constantly walking backwards.
Exactly.
He's got to have like someone like on his back guiding him through like the crowds of people.
Yeah, but seems he is not doing it for the first time, so
yeah,
he is experienced.
He's a professional backwards walker.
Yes.
So the coffee system, I suppose you've probably used it quite a bit, pretty familiar with it.
Yes.
How would you say it kind of stacks up against other operating systems?
So actually this is quite interesting. So it's not in Great Wall, we are not only looking, we want to have the biggest screen and we want to look fancy and want to sing KTV in the car.
Right.
We really want to make a system, an ecosystem, create an ecosystem for our user. And this is also what the user wants. Of course, they like the big screen, they like the high quality, they like but they also like that it is really integrated in the complete car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a thing I noticed when, because I've driven a couple GWM vehicles before, all equipped with the Coffee OS system, like the 2.0, the 3.0.
Yes.
And to me, it's almost like you have your own personal desktop within the vehicle.
It's like your computer, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like there's not a lot that a computer can do that it can't do. Like it's almost on par.
And now you mentioned the versions. Now, actually today we are launching the version 3.2 already.
Yeah.
And this has a lot of AI functions. So artificial intelligence integrated.
AI, it's all the rage.
It's all the way. So it's very fancy thing. So it can really interact with the customer.
Okay.
It's not just a computer, you say something, get an answer, but it also learns.
Right.
It learns every day what is your habits.
Right.
And it's more like a friend then finally. So the car is like a friend, learning yourself day by day more.
So it's not just like simple voice commands, you say something and it tries to recognize your voice and that's it.
Yes.
It slowly gets familiar
with
each specific user.
Exactly. Also with the habit how you are talking.
Yeah.
And then talking the similar style.
Right.
Yeah. But by the way, this AI is not only for the voice interaction. It's also for you can also create content by AI in the car. For example, if you are in the charging station and create a picture by AI, you can directly from the car post it in social media, WeChat or whatever. Or
my car can post on social media.
Yes. Can do the AI content creation and post it then on social media.
That is
according to your habit.
Wow.
To your pen,
according to like your own preferences and stuff like that.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so here we have the NOA.
The NOA, I will also say something later when we talk about the way 80. But first here we come now to the Coffee OS.
All right, very cool.
Yeah. So you see here, actually, it's Chinese, so both of us, maybe you can understand better.
Wait, I might be able to switch the languages. Let me see. This one might not have that function.
Yeah. But I can also explain like this. You see already, it's a very brilliant resolution. So
look at that screensaver. It's of Shanghai.
Yes.
And it's like a dynamic one. It
dynamic
like
and the resolution. So the resolution is very high.
It is very
HD. High. Yeah. And you can see we have two screens. So this is mainly the screen for the driver.
Yeah.
Where he can make then, for example, the navigation.
Right.
Here, for example, is the navigation. Now it says we are in Beijing. Maybe it's fake. We are not in Beijing. It's Shanghai.
Yeah, we're by the Imperial Palace.
Yes, exactly.
I recognize this map.
Yeah. But exactly. So this is for the driver, and then this is for the co-driver. So you can here have all kinds of entertainment. You can play your favorite music, connect with your account in IQ, for example, or play your videos.
So it looks like a bunch of different apps that we almost have set up, almost like a cell phone.
Exactly. It actually, as you said before, it's like a cell phone or your computer.
Right.
You have your personal computer here.
So I saw that you clicked on, was it this just here? So these are all different apps that we can use.
Yes.
So like this one's music, this one's also music.
This also music. Then this for charging, I believe. Then this is video.
Right. That's for like watching TV shows.
Of course, for the driver, not only for charging, but then the co-driver can watch it.
Right.
Yes. So yeah, they have a lot of. And ETC is for the highway fee in China. Yes, and probably there are even more apps. You can also personalize it and download more apps if necessary.
So I remember someone telling me that there was like a 3-finger swipe you can do on it, and it like throws the interface to other screens.
Yes, maybe we can try it here. I'm not sure. No, maybe we must.
Oh,
really
you know what?
app.
I think we have to be like on a certain app watching it.
Now you open it, and the app directly moved from the co-driver screen.
Oh, it did. So this one, I think you actually have to be watching TV, and then you can throw it.
Yeah.
Like you can say to like your passenger, like, "Hey, look what I'm watching."
Exactly.
And throw it over. Because a lot of these GWM vehicles, they have quite a few screens in them.
Yes.
Like some have, I think, like 4 screens.
Yes.
Right?
Because it's really what the passenger needs, or what the customer wants.
Right.
So you can get everything.
Right.
And
it's
also
very interactive.
And also it's worth to mention, for example, here this is the dashboard. What you see so you see here
behind the steering wheel.
The steering wheel, yeah.
Okay.
It's also very beautiful display, also very clear. Oh no, I get a new one. Okay.
I thought I was just going to give you 3 microphones.
A microphone from Ivan before. Yeah. So it's very clear. You see here your speed. You see also the power from the electric drive, for example, how much. You see the mileage, electric mileage. You see the fuel mileage. Now, of course, it's nothing.
Okay.
And all this kind of information, what kind of music you are playing. And you can also customize the screen. So if you say, I don't like the screen with the map, then you use another style. Like a wallpaper or something.
Oh, okay. So this is also very customizable according to the preferences of the driver, the passenger, the users, and stuff like that.
I mentioned before, now we have version 3.2.
Yeah.
So, of course, in this 3.2 versions, we have a lot of development. And the good news is it's also can be downgraded. So all the cars can also get the newer software.
So if I was driving a vehicle that had Coffee OS 2.0, and I heard about 3.2, I just download it.
Maybe there are some limits. I don't know all the limits, but in general, it's you can upgrade it. Yes.
Very nice.
And it's also worth to mention, so all this is self-development from Great Wall. We don't get it from outside, so it's all self-development.
Oh, okay.
So it's the low-level software self-development. The hardware, of course, is self-development. The mid software, the application to the different vehicles is self-development, and it's like a complete ecosystem, as I mentioned before. Yes.
Say GWM has constructed their own full ecosystem of this stuff.
It is. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yes.
Very cool.
And this is also very special in GWM. So we go really into all details by ourselves.
Right.
So before we see a lot of hardware. Of course, the hardware we know very well. We can do also all the details. But also here on the software side, including AI, we are doing in-house.
It's very interactive, very ergonomic, I imagine, because, it's not just like the hardware like you're talking about. It's like, these things that are like, they're like small features, but when you put them all together, it really makes your driving experience so much more fun, especially if you're a passenger.
Yes.
I remember when I was like a kid and I ride with my parents on, a long trip. The only thing I'm asking is how much longer.
Yes.
Are we there yet?
Or looking for the plates of other cars.
Right.
And make some stories out of the license plates.
Right.
This was my game.
There's not a lot to do.
Yes.
But like now when you have systems like this, like
it doesn't matter if you're at home or in the car, you can do everything.
Right. I imagine like if I was a kid now and I got to ride in a car and you could watch any TV show you wanted, you could listen to any song you wanted.
Yes.
It's really not much different from being at home.
It is. You can make a long haul drive.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you got a home on wheels, kind of. So I see up here we have a vehicle, and it is. This is the charging station, yeah.
Yes, the robot.
Oh. Okay, so here we got a robotic arm that can charge your vehicle. So I guess this is kind of like something that we could maybe expect in the future.
In the future.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
This is kind of a conceptual idea. So this robot arm, it could essentially pick up this charging station right here, the nozzle, and just put it in there.
Yeah, and can open the how do you call it?
Oh, it can open that flap as well?
Open the flap and then put it in.
Oh. So it's like you don't even have to get out of your car.
Exactly, yeah. Maybe especially in areas where you feel not safe. I mean, here in China, everything is safe. You can go out, but in some areas in the world, cannot.
Right.
So then you can just sit in the car and the robot makes everything for you. Maybe we can try.
So
I'm not
very
sure.
interesting. So, I don't know.
How to?
I guess it's done charging. I saw them charging it earlier.
I also saw it before.
Right, it had it like stuck in there. I think they're done with it for the moment now. We must have missed it, but very cool. So so this is something we could be seeing in the future. We could have robotic arms taking the charger and putting it in here. You don't even have to hop out of your car. This thing takes care of the whole process for you. That could be very neat. Dolby over there? Okay. So I say we go check out that sound system.
The sound
over
system
there.
is also very important in the car.
Yeah.
Because the beautiful screen have no meaning if you don't have a good sound system.
Right. Otherwise, unless you're watching silent movies.
Exactly. Yeah.
Watching really old movies from 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Then maybe it's okay. All right, so this is where we have the sound system.
The sound
on
system
display
over there.
here.
Yes.
It's a little noisy, I think, to experience it, but we can take a quick look at it, right?
We have a short look and then later look to the car where we have all this inside.
Got a big van over there.
Yes. This is what we look after the sound system.
Okay.
Is it here or here?
So right here, so car eco light.
Car eco. So actually, I mentioned before the sound system everybody cares about. Yeah.
Right.
Because also at home, if you have a beautiful TV, you also want to have a beautiful sound system to really enjoy, like in the cinema.
Very immersive.
Yes.
Like you're at the movie theater.
Exactly.
Right.
Everything is Dolby Surround, and so we call it here. We have, of course, the Dolby Surround featuring 7.1.4. So that
7.1.4.
That should be the latest version of Dolby Surround system. And we have this, for example, in the car Way 80.
Yeah.
This is the big MPV,
Yeah.
the big van. Then we will have a look.
Oh, let's check it out.
Yeah.
So
because
very
we
cool.
cannot
The
show
Dolby
the sound system because he is so loud. I suggest
Right.
we go directly to the vehicle.
Right, you don't get the full effect. But we can go check out the Way 80.
80, exactly.
We have the Way 80 over here. We're going to check it out. Oh, can we look at it here? Oh, maybe we can see more of the sound system right here. Oh, this is the AI actually, I think.
Live painting. Oh yeah. This is AI.
咱们这个是干嘛的？
这个是 AI 绘画系统，
哦
是将草图渲染成3D，效果
绘图系统。
对，
是怎么会？
啊。
就是您在这个 iPad 上呢画几笔草图，画一个您理想的汽车模型。
OK。
一个轮廓就可以了，然后我们 AI 系统就会将它的草图渲染成这样一个3D 的效果图。
Okay, so what we can do is we make kind of like a rough sketch of a vehicle we would like a design.
And then it makes
and then AI is going to do all the work for us.
You make it first,
essentially.
and then we.
Yeah. All right. So we can draw our own car right here. So I want I think I want more of like a SUV off-road looking vehicle. I'm a terrible driver, but we're gonna see what we can do. Not terrible driver, terrible drawer. I drive okay. All right.
So it seems we have the first error. One moment.
That's for sure. Okay. All right. Now, 像这样就差不多了。
可以了。
Okay, so I literally just drew the frame of the vehicle, like kind of just the outline of it, and AI is going to take it from here. Thank goodness, because I don't want to embarrass myself anymore drawing this thing. Really not a good
It should be an off-road style.
Let's see. Oh no, our
maybe
internet.
it's over here. No.
So I saw that one a second ago, and I was like, that one's kind of cool. Maybe I should post it. 卡了一下，那我这图还能用吗？能用。
So then we sent this to South Africa because they asked for the new models. We sent this to them.
Yeah, we'll send this to South Africans.
需要找一下技术人员去。
那我觉得我们可以看这个，因为这个其实画的也像。
Is it not related? Yeah.
So it looks like, so this is essentially kind of like the outline that I drew. So it's kind of like a Jeep look.
It looks a little bit like Tank 300.
It does look a little bit like Tank 300. But kind of like, I don't know, kind of like my design, right?
But it's for sure off-road.
Right.
Yeah, this is for sure.
So next time the South Africans come and they want a new vehicle,
I can have this one.
They'll just come to me, I'll draw it for them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, here's a new car.
Yeah.
Made by me and AI
10%
together.
off.
Yeah, get 10%. They save on the design cost.
Yes, yeah.
I do it for free. All right,
so AI can do so many things now. This is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Really. So this is
now
the.
we have this beautiful car.
This is the 80, yes?
Yes, Way 80.
Okay.
You see, this is a very big MPV.
Let's go check out the front of it real quick. I want to kind of get a look at the exterior.
First.
Yeah. So I looked at this car earlier today, and you stand over here, I'll stand over here. We can give everybody a good look at kind of the front. Like, just for me, my own personal opinion, it's such like a large front.
Yeah.
It's very tall,
yes.
and you have like the chrome bars that go
yes.
across vertically.
Yes.
It's a very bold
yes.
look,
dominant,
in my opinion.
Very dominant.
Very dominant. Like, especially the front of the vehicle. It's a very strong first impression.
Yes.
When you drive a vehicle in like this.
But also the light. On the other hand, this is very bold, and then the light is quite slim, I think. So
it's very sleek.
Yes.
It's like a bold start.
Yes.
But then it kind of moves into like a nice, sleek
like
finish.
Twinkling eyes. Yeah.
Right. It's almost like it's you can feel like the intelligence of the vehicle, like you're looking into the eyes of it.
Exactly.
That's very pretty. So I think we can actually.
Maybe we can mention here, you see the big sensor on the roof.
Yeah, what is that?
This is for the Coffee Pilot Plus Ultra, CP Plus Ultra.
This thing right here?
Yes, for autonomous driving.
Oh, okay.
So this car has the latest version of the autonomous driving.
Right.
We call it Coffee Pilot Ultra, not Plus, Coffee Pilot Ultra, CP Ultra.
Okay.
So I think you tried this already in Beijing.
I've tried things like self-parking.
Yeah.
I was driving, I think it was the Haval H6, and it was able to park itself. Right.
But this system can really fully autonomous drive also in a crowded city like Beijing or Shanghai.
Really?
Yes. And the beauty is it's not related to a high definition map.
Yeah.
It is really by the sensors. So all the data it's get from the street.
It monitors the external environment in real time.
Yes, you can see how many pedestrians are standing beside the road. Really on the screen.
I noticed that when I was driving, it would show like people.
Yes.
They're almost like cartoon looking.
People, bicycle, truck, cars.
Yeah.
In real time.
Right.
Yes.
So even if you were like in a uncharted territory that has no GPS function, you could still use the autonomous driving because it senses the environment.
Exactly.
That's very, very neat.
So maybe we have a look inside.
Yeah. So we can, let's see if we can get in there. I think there's someone in there right now. We want to show you guys the inside of this vehicle because it looks very comfortable.
Maybe we first can have a look from the side because it's not only the front which is massive.
Right.
The car is super long.
It is.
So you can imagine there's a lot of space inside.
Very, very long vehicle.
Before when we see the body in white, so you really have a lot of space for business partner or for family or for everything. So this should be automatic normally.
I think normally. I think I pulled on it. It stopped. All right, let's check out the exterior of this.
This is really comfortable.
This is very wide.
How much space? I mean, I'm not
very spacious.
Not so big, but very spacious.
Very
spacious. And also in the back, so you can see we have almost the same space in the back.
It's also the what do they call them? Like the bucket seats, where it's like full body encompassing.
Single seat.
Yeah.
And here you have also the beauty. Here you can see you have a big panel.
Yeah, what's with this control panel?
Massage. Of course, heated seats is a no-brainer. Meanwhile.
Right.
But also not all the cars have it, but we have it.
It's kind of hot at this exhibition, though. We have this function as well, right?
Yes,
this is like the seat ventilation.
For the cooling.
Oh, that's nice.
The ventilation, yes. You see, you have.
I think I can feel mine. It's like kind of cool.
Especially, I mean, here in Shanghai area, and also in Beijing, gets sometimes 40 degrees in summer.
Oh,
so
yeah.
if you can cool the bottom, then it's very comfortable.
Right, keep your butt cool.
Yes, and then, but this is, I mean, heated seats and cooling, and then you have several kind of massage here also.
Right, I noticed mine's doing the massage right here.
Already doing, like catwalk or several programs.
Right, so we can also test out the zero gravity. This is the zero gravity button, right?
Ah, okay. Oh, now he's talking. Yeah.
So we can do the control panel. So I hit this button right here, and we can go into zero gravity mode.
Now we must make sure that we don't fall asleep.
But like, look at this. You have like this big screen
I'm not
right
sure
here.
If the viewer can see it. This is also part of the ecosystem before, what we talked before.
Right.
So you see you have the dashboard, then you have the big screen for the driver, the screen for the co-driver, and then here for the in the rear seats.
That is neat. I can imagine just laying here and just watching this. It'd be like, it's even better than a movie theater, I would say.
It's like cinema, yeah. So maybe in the future you don't go to the living room, you go to the car.
Yeah. In the future, I don't go to the movie theater. I just hang out here.
Also have a look to the front shortly.
I think I think we should talk to some of the people around here because I noticed there's so many people.
Then I give you one small information so you see, maybe the camera cannot see,
Yeah.
but we have a head-up screen here.
Oh.
And also this head-up screen
the HUD.
is driven by AI. So you have also augmented reality where you can see directly on the screen.
Right, it puts like the speedometer and the navigation right on the windshield. All right.
It's using really the video. So
Yeah.
it's augmented reality. So it's using the video and then you can see directly the video and see, for example, the navigation, the arrows and so on.
Very
You see
neat,
it here,
very
this is
neat.
the big head-up screen.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've used that. Like the HUD, it goes right up onto the windshield.
Yes.
So, as you've noticed, there's people from all over the world here today.
Yes.
I say we see who we can talk to, see what their impressions are of
And
this
very interesting
way.
is where they come from also.
Right.
Really all over the world.
Right. Let's ask this fellow over here. How you doing?
Hello, hi.
Where are you from?
I'm from Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Yeah.
All right. I'm Jack. This is Tobias.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
So you're...
Did you get a mic for you?
Did I get a mic?
There you go. now I can hear you on the thing. So, all right. So from Malaysia, what's your name?
My name is Adrian.
Adrian. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yourself?
Tobias right here. I'm Jack.
Hi. Hi, Tobias. Jack. Okay.
So I noticed you were checking out the Way 80.
Yep.
What do you think so far?
I think this is a lovely, lovely car. So we have this in Malaysia as well.
Yeah.
And this is sort of the China market version. I think it looks absolutely spectacular.
Mhm.
I love the interior.
Yeah.
Very
we were
luxurious.
just sitting in there.
Right.
The zero gravity mode.
I was waiting for you so that I can hop inside and check it out myself in this car.
In the future, we go to the car and not to the living room because
Yes.
it's really so comfortable.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. I love the zero gravity feature. We don't have that in Malaysia.
Okay.
Not yet, maybe. Yeah. But also the driving experience of this, even though it's a very long car, it's actually very easy to maneuver, to drive.
Really?
The performance is great. I had 7 people on board.
Yeah.
And effortless power.
Really?
Yes.
Because I've driven some of GWM's other vehicles. I have not driven one of their vans yet, but like you said, I look at it. It's very long. I imagine there would be some difficulty, but no.
Effortless.
Because
Really?
you also have the rear wheel steering.
Yeah.
The rear wheel, I'm not sure if it's optional or not, if you have it in Malaysia or not, but it's available in our platform design.
Yeah.
So that the rear wheels are also steering, and then this kind of big cars is driving very agile.
Yes, it's very agile, it's very easy to maneuver. So we have lots of highways, as well as mountain roads,
Right.
like what you said. So on mountain roads, even though this is a van, it's quite a sizable van.
Right.
It's quite effortless, and the power, it's always there because it's a hybrid.
Yeah.
Electric motors just kicks in immediately. And yeah, I just feel very confident driving this car, especially on the roads.
By the way, before I mentioned we have the High 4 in,
Right.
in two different versions.
Right.
Because this is really the long distance driving car.
Yeah.
We have here the High 4 with 4 gears to make sure
Oh,
even the
okay.
battery is low, you
Yeah.
can still use the engine and drive comfortably, for example, on the highway.
Yes, exactly. So in Malaysia, charging infrastructure is really not there yet.
Yeah.
So having a petrol engine to charge it up, it's just very convenient for us.
Yeah, I bet. So, in Malaysia, I imagine you have a lot of very diverse kind of like terrain that you're dealing with. Like you said, mountains. I think you guys have rainforest in Malaysia as
Yes,
well, more
yes.
beachy environments too. So how does it perform in all those various diverse landscapes?
I think it's a very versatile car, first and foremost.
Uh-huh.
It's so easy to, in different scenarios,
Right.
the car still performs effortlessly. Like
Yeah.
I think that's the one word that I will use.
Consistency.
To describe it. Consistency, yeah. It's
Okay.
consistently
Yeah.
effortless.
Okay.
So easy to just navigate and maneuver around.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Adrian.
you. Thanks,
It's been a
Jack.
pleasure talking. I'll let you
Thank you.
continue your GWM journey, checking
to
out
hop
all
into
the
the car.
vehicles.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
Try out the zero gravity seats.
Appreciate it.
And give me back my mic.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, man. All right. So we got another fellow over here. How you doing, man?
Hi.
Where are you from? Here, I'll give you this mic.
Oh, okay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So where are you from?
I'm from Thailand.
Oh, from Thailand.
Yes.
I talked to someone else from Thailand earlier.
Oh,
Actually, yeah, from Bangkok.
Ah,
Uh,
we going to be the same.
Oh, okay, okay. So what do you think so far? You were checking out the Way 08 right here?
Yes.
Or
yes.
880, sorry.
I have been seen this before, and right now it's beside me again. It is quite elegant.
Yeah.
Certain yet strong.
Right.
Look with the power.
Right.
In MPV.
Right. So good, kind of like power, very powerful look.
Yes.
Have you driven this vehicle in Thailand before?
Not yet. It's just displayed in the motor show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last time. So I see this and it's look really great.
Right. Do you have experience driving any other GWM vehicles or models so far?
Yes, I have been drive the Haval H6
okay.
SUV and also the Tank T30.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, 300. Yeah.
300, yeah.
300 diesel.
Yeah.
Which is
The
quite.
diesel?
Oh,
Yeah,
300 diesel.
The diesel one.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we don't have the diesel version in China, only for the export market, like Thailand, Australia, South Africa. So
It's
this
quite
is-
a good vehicle.
Yeah, you like it? Powerful.
Yes, yes, very.
So is diesel usually going to bring extra power
Yeah,
into the
torque,
vehicle?
especially the torque is higher, much higher for the diesel, and the fuel consumption is lower.
Right,
for the
right,
diesel.
right.
Yes,
Yeah, so
yes. But I quite agree with you that
Yeah.
the fuel consumption is very great.
Yes.
Right.
For this
Right.
big car.
Yes.
Yeah.
But right now I have a family, so I take a look into the
To the big-
Oh,
MPV.
okay.
Yeah.
You're looking for a family car.
Yes, yes. I am the daddy of the 2-year-old boy.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes.
2 years old, that's a tough age though. You definitely need a comfortable vehicle.
Yes, I really look for a new car that it have to be the MPV.
Right.
Because I don't have time to off-road. I don't have time to do something.
But for
Right.
normal driving.
Yes,
Right.
yes, yes, yes.
Well, me and Tobias were just in the interior a second ago.
Yeah.
You know, sitting inside and in the seats, very comfortable.
Yeah.
You got like the massage functions. You got the seat warmers, all that.
What I really like is the second row have the zero gravity function,
Yes.
which is one touch and we have a recline
All right.
position.
Very
Right.
comfortable.
Yes,
Yes.
very comfortable.
Very, very, very comfortable.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It was nice talking. I hope you have fun looking at the vehicles here, and I hope you can find a nice car for your
Sure.
family.
Sure,
For your
Thank
new
you very
family.
much. Yeah.
Very much.
Take that mic back from you.
Okay.
Thank you very much, man.
Okay.
You have fun.
Bye-bye.
All right. So,
So we had South Africa, Malaysia,
yeah,
Thailand.
yeah. Right. So we had. So we saw South Africa, Malaysia, Thailand, all those different places.
Yes.
And it's kind of interesting, you know, to hear the opinions and the views of people from all sorts of different markets.
Yes.
And you know, I think today, like what we've seen at the tech booth, because in a second we're going to be going to the off-road booth.
Off-road, yes.
But I think so far what we've seen at the tech booth today is really cool.
Yes.
You know, you showed me the Coffee OS. You showed me the Pilot Ultra.
Yes.
Is what this is right here,
Coffee
right?
Pilot Ultra, exactly.
Right. We saw the High 4. We saw the safety features of this vehicle. I mean, to me, it's amazing the amount of thought and detail that GWM puts into each and every car, each and every model, each and every design.
I want to say we take care of everything.
Right.
Every detail we take care.
Right. It's like when they go to design a vehicle, they're not really just looking at one thing. They're really considering all the aspects
Exactly. From
that
the
go.
user's perspective.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything that goes into the user experience.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, all right. This has been the tech booth. I say we go ahead and
Off-road.
head over to the off-road
Yes.
booth. I know up there we can see one of the really big engines up
Yes,
close,
and this
right?
is actually a premiere today. This
Oh,
is-
it's the
yes,
premiere of the
launch,
engine.
Yes.
So I was looking at this engine earlier this morning, but you know, I know some things about the engine, but I can't really, you know, talk to our audience about it in that much detail. So it's good we got an expert like you with
I
us.
actually see it today the first time. Of course, I see prototypes and development parts, but
Right.
here, the really final part I see also the first time today.
Really?
Yes.
All right, so
So
it's an
very-
exciting day for you
Exactly,
too.
Yes.
So this engine is I want to say it's a 4.0 liter turbocharged V8,
Yes.
right?
And I want to mention, if you say it's a V8, so
Right.
who is developing nowadays a completely new V8? So not so many companies.
Yeah.
This is also I want to mention. So Great Wall is really not taking care of all details.
Mhm.
They also take care of the wide range of powertrains. So we have the conventional, like the V8,
Right.
like the V6,
Right.
like the diesel.
Yeah.
It's also interesting that he mentioned the diesel today.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we have this kind of conventional powertrains, and we have the hybrid. Ivan
Right.
talked a lot about the hybrid today.
Right, right.
And then, of course, we have also the battery electric vehicles. So there cannot be more.
Right.
We take care of everything.
Right, and you're really covering a wide base of demands all sorts of different, vehicle drivers, vehicle users, each kind of preference they might have in terms of engine and performance.
Yes.
So right here, this is the engine, yeah? All right, let's see how we can stand here so we can give our viewers a good look.
Maybe it's better to go to the other side.
Yeah.
If we have space.
We can, let me see, trying to get you guys a good look right here. So I think we can maybe stand, we can stand like right here, and you guys can get a good view while we look at it.
You see it's a classical V engine, it's a V layout.
Right.
So 4-cylinder here, 4-cylinder here.
So the V kind of comes in right here, yes?
Yes, exactly. So the crankshaft is here, so you have 4-cylinder here and 4-cylinder here.
Right.
And we have inside of this V, we have the B-turbo. It's inside of the V. We can also call it hot V.
Okay.
Because it's hot inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
A hot V.
And it's like a hot V. So, and the beauty is the package, because normally the turbocharger is here on the side.
Yeah.
And then you have not problems, but you have some challenge to package it in vehicle, because you also need some space for the thermal, because it gets very hot here.
Okay.
So you need more space for the engine. If the turbocharger is in the V, then for the package it's more easy.
Okay, so this is really it's a bit novel in the idea that you've made the design more compact.
Yes.
You've moved the turbochargers up to the top right here.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I mentioned before, maybe it's some challenging for the thermal behavior.
Right.
So you must make very sure that cooling is okay.
Yeah.
But this we can handle, and we are not the first one who handled this, so this is
Right.
no problem. And on the other hand, now we are talking for tank models in the future.
Right.
Because tank models are big, have a lot of space.
Right.
But maybe there will also other vehicle applications in the future from Great Wall which also get this engine.
Okay.
Maybe I cannot say more, but so for the package it's interesting to be compact.
Very interesting, very interesting. So this is some pretty cutting edge stuff that we're looking at here. I remember this morning, because I was looking at it as well, they also talked about this connecting tube design.
So connecting the tube design is that we have a good balance between these two banks. We call it banks, or these two parts of the wheel.
Right.
Yes.
Because you have the left side, you got the right side.
Exactly.
I heard it has something to do with kind of the movement of the pistons and kind of the balance of the vehicle.
Yeah, exactly, the balancing. Because you can imagine if the engine fires here and fires there and fires there, then you have some unbalance.
Right.
And if you balance this engine very well, then exactly the driver can also feel it directly.
Okay. He will feel the unbalance if it's present.
Because unbalance in the engine means vibration in the passenger compartment.
Okay. So to ensure a more smoother, more comfortable ride, you kind of do have to strike that balance. Because I hear, they were talking about like combustion fluctuations.
Yes.
Right?
This is the torque fluctuation. We call it torque fluctuation.
Oh, torque fluctuation.
Because of the combustion, you have a force on the cylinder.
Right.
And this force goes to the crankshaft.
Yeah.
But it's uneven, because sometimes this cylinder have the fire, then this cylinder have the fire, so it makes something like this.
Right.
So you must make sure that at the end, the rotation of the crankshaft is balanced and smooth.
Okay. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of turbulence, I guess,
You
yeah?
have vibration in the car.
Right.
And to have not the vibration, of course, you have vibration damper, torsional vibration damper also in the transmission.
Right.
But always better is to have less vibration here.
Okay.
Then you don't have to damp it over there.
I see. Very interesting.
And by the way, also interesting is you have here a very big cooler. I mentioned before, of course, the thermal behavior is very important, and we must make sure that the cooling works very well.
Right.
That's why we have here a very big oil and water cooler.
Oh, I see. Okay, so this down here is the cooler.
This is the filter, this is the cooler.
All right.
This is the generator.
Very cool.
Maybe you can go on this side.
Sure. All right, let's get a look over at this side if we can.
So for the rail pressure,
Yeah.
for the dual injection rail pressure, we have 350 bar. 350. So there are engines with more pressure, but it's already quite high pressure.
Really? Okay. How much horsepower would we be looking at an engine like this, if you had to estimate?
Maybe I cannot tell you exactly, because it's the first day today. I cannot tell you exactly the values, but
Right.
I would imagine that I can tell you the torque, because I'm a transmission guy.
Right.
So maybe I feel more comfortable with the torque. So with this engine, without the e-motor, we can reach easily 800 Newton meters.
Oh, 800 Newton
Only with
meters.
the engine.
Okay.
Maybe even more.
Maybe even more.
Yes.
800 Newton meters is really high. I mean, I know like a lot of vehicles, maybe 300 or so.
Yes.
But 800.
Yes. That's really the top level of performance.
It's astronomical, I would say.
You can see, because this is why I mentioned this is only the engine, but you see here also hybrid. We have also our 980 hybrid transmission, so we have additional torque also from the e-motor.
Okay.
That means if you sum up, you can easily come over to 1,000 Newton-meter input torque.
So this can function in a hybrid vehicle as well?
It is, yes. This is a hybrid. You see here, this is the connection to the battery.
Oh,
so
I
this
see.
This is a P2 hybrid. Maybe I come over there, then it's a little bit easier.
So you're telling me you're getting that much torque and that much power in a hybrid?
Yes. So this transmission basically is the high 4T transmission what we've seen before.
Right.
Showed you. I think we mentioned that we can go up to 850 Newton meter.
Yeah.
But if you imagine the engine have 800, then it's not enough. So because here we can have 400. So
Okay.
I can tell you that we also make some enforcement of this transmission up to 1,100 Newton meter.
Wow.
And this is the same package
Right.
as the high 4T what we see before. So we make some internal adjustments, some different steel, and some different number of clutch plates and so on. And so in the same package we reach up to 1,100 Newton meter.
That is incredible.
That's really incredible.
Very cool, very cool. All right, well.
Yeah.
I guess that's everything about the engine, huh?
Yes, this is the launch today, so it's a really exciting moment as an engineer to show such a piece of technology. Still nowadays, everybody only talk about NEV.
Right,
but
right,
we also
right.
talk about V8.
I kind of like that kind of, I kind of like that breadth in terms of vision at GWM. You know, like you said, they kind of are going and considering all aspects. They have NEVs, they have electric vehicles, but they also are still keeping their focus on that sheer raw power and that performance as well. Very cool. All right.
The customer like it, so the feedback from the customers all over the world is quite promising.
I imagine that's probably what gets you going the most as well, is seeing a satisfied customer.
Exactly, because normally we talk about transmission, not about customers, so it's really good to get this feedback on the show
Right
today.
Right, to see what it actually does for the end user.
Exactly.
All right, well, very cool. Thank you very much for your time,
It was
Toby.
very nice to meet you.
Yeah.
And please enjoy all the other off-road cars. I think you can learn a lot here more.
Yeah.
GWM.
Yeah, I'm going to be hanging out here, walking around, seeing what I can see off-road wise. A lot of modified cars.
Yes.
That'd be very cool.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure.
Okay. Yeah,
Thank you
see
so
you.
much,
Bye-bye.
Tobias.
Bye.
Yeah.
See you. Bye.
Yeah, you have fun, man.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah. All right, how about that? Tobias showed us a lot of cool stuff. So he kind of gave us the rundown on a lot of the tech, a lot of the technology and the hardware and the software that we're seeing in these vehicles, but that was kind of what we were looking at just now. I also want to kind of just go through it and show you guys more of this off-road booth, because this off-road booth, we have a lot of modded vehicles. So people who are really into the customization of their vehicle, because there is a lot of room. Oh, I got an extra mic here if you guys want this mic. I've been holding that mic for a while. I think 2 mics is sufficient. So with GWM models, there is a lot of room to do modifications, to customize your vehicle, to really make it your own. So, especially in China, GWM vehicles are a very big deal amongst off-road enthusiasts, because there is just so much room to play with it. There's so much room to put your own personality into it and really make the vehicle your own. So, like up here, we have the Tank 300. You can see the paint job on it is beautiful. The rims on that thing are also very cool. My friend here is giving me some water. Much appreciated. So really, there's just so much room to kind of make this vehicle your own. And I just got word that we have a off-road enthusiast, Dami, that is also going to be joining us, going to tell us about her experience with off-roading with the vehicles here, with modifying her vehicles. So she's getting her, they're giving her the mics. They're getting her mics on, and then she's going to be joining us on the broadcast. So you are Dami.
Hi, I'm Dami.
All right, nice to meet you.
Nice
I'm
to
Jack.
meet you. Caught you off guard, straight in the middle. Hi.
Oh, I was expecting it. Don't worry. Where are you from?
I'm Slovakian. Where are you from?
Slovakian. All right, I'm from Florida in the United States.
Nice.
But I've been in China for about 7 years.
I actually came only for Great Wall Motors from Dubai.
Really?
Yeah.
Came specifically for Great Wall Motors?
Yeah, because I am actually a massive fan of Great Wall Motors.
Okay.
And I love the tank.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been driving the tank around the sand dunes in Dubai, and
Yeah.
it is some serious experience.
So what tanks are you driving? Because I know you got the 300, the 400, 500,
I only
700.
got to drive the 300 in Dubai, actually.
Yeah.
But I was super excited to see the 700 and the 500 here because they are new.
Right.
So I didn't get to drive them yet, but
Right.
maybe they let us drive it. Let us drive it, please.
So today, I know they're doing an off-road event on the 26th. Today though, like at this off-road booth that we got here, we can see like a lot of the vehicles up close. So I know like right here, we got a strip of tanks that we can look at. So this is the tank
I love the
500.
color, right?
Right.
Like how it goes from the white to pinkish and to red.
Right.
It just makes the car look way less offensive or aggressive on the road.
Yeah.
It just makes it quite good.
It's kind of like a cool fade-in.
Yeah, it's very cool fading.
I actually drove this Tank 500 with this paint job
really?
before. I was at, I want to say Changbai Mountain in China.
Oh, wow.
If you've ever heard of it, it's like it's in northeast China. We went in January, very snowy. We did like some off-roading in the snow.
How did the car perform?
It was really good.
Really?
So I did this on some like snowy roads. I also
someone
took.
taking a nap inside a car.
Yeah. Speaks to the comfort of the vehicle, I guess.
Yeah, you sit in and the soft seats just put you right in sleep.
So like a thing I noticed about the Tank 500, like you said, you drove the 300. 300, great off-road capability.
Yeah.
When I was in the 500 though, it's very, very large. And the comfort and like the luxuriousness of the vehicle is really kind of top notch. So just like this guy taking a nap in there, like I'm
not
looking at him.
surprised. The heated and cooling massage seats.
Yeah. I can't blame
It's
him.
better than my sofa, you know.
I think it's a good idea. I think I might do that as soon as our stream's over.
Yeah, we get just take a nap.
Right.
Or we just drive away.
So the Tank 500, good power, good performance, but also a very comfortable vehicle.
Now this is something I'm super interested in. You know why?
Why?
Because all the off-roading kit added to the 400 High 4T is just insane. This is exactly what us in UAE, in Dubai, are looking for. Because we go off-roading all the time, right? And this
So
is
you're
what you
from
want.
Slovakia, but you
But
live
I
in the
Dubai,
UAE.
yes, for 8 years now. Actually,
That's
8.5
fun.
years now.
Okay, so there's a lot of off-roading, I imagine, to do around Dubai.
Everywhere, because the large sun dunes and the mountains and the rocky terrain is actually made for the tanks.
Right.
These cars should be all over Dubai roads. So if you look at the side of this car, for example, this is a little close, but much better than the Nissan Patrol, which is one of the most popular Liva cars in Dubai.
Okay.
So in Liva, we have a massive sun dune, which is completely steep.
I've seen a video of it.
They go crazy.
Yeah.
But what they do, they just modify and they just make them a crazy off-roading cars.
Right.
This, if we have this in Dubai,
Right.
it would kick ass in Liva like crazy.
Really?
Like these are the cars we like in Dubai.
Yeah.
These are the cars.
My personal opinion of the Tank 400 is I just love the exterior design of
The
it.
exterior is so cool.
It's very like mechanical and sleek as well. It's almost like, this is kind of like a vehicle that I imagine it could just turn into a transformer.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
That's exactly what I was saying earlier.
See it turn into like an Optimus
Exactly.
Prime or something.
But super comfortable and luxurious inside at the same time.
Right.
I think a lot of people see the outside of the car and they just don't
Rigid.
realize
It's like
how
rigid and hard
insane it's
looking.
inside, you know? Because
Yeah.
you look at it from the outside, you're like, okay, this is where you go off-roading it. And then you
Right.
open it and you're like, wow, it's
Right.
just full leather, massage seats, massive screens, super techy, so super, super cool.
Right. So, but you're more acquainted with the Tank 300, right? This is one you've driven a lot.
I drive it, but I would want that.
Right. Well, you got to take them on one by one, right?
That would be great, actually. Yes.
So how's your experience been driving the 300?
So the sad thing is I only got to drive this on the road.
Okay.
We didn't get to go full on off-roading in it. But it performed very well on the road.
Yeah.
In Dubai we say we need a car that can take out the heat. And this can take the heat.
Okay.
Because, you know, in the summer we are 45, 50 degrees very
50
easily.
degrees.
It's super hot and a lot of cars can't take the heat.
Right.
Not that. The tank took it so well.
Really?
So well, yeah.
You don't
Like,
have much problems with like a 50-degree heat, especially in the desert with that sun.
Yeah,
I
it's
imagine
crazy.
it's got to be easy to overheat,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So,
Exactly.
but no problems with the Tank 300?
No problem. Zero problems with the Tank 300. It performed amazingly.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that there was a heat actually.
Really?
Yes.
No. Well, how'd the AC perform? If you're
The
sitting
AC
inside?
was ACing, let me tell you that.
Yeah.
I got out from the car and I was like, okay, 45 straight on degrees. Got back in the car.
Back in the
After
car,
an hour,
fast.
the car was still cool and I turned on the AC and it starts blowing cold air. Like the
That's
car never
important.
even was in the heat, which was incredible, knowing that half of the cars,
Right.
forget Tesla.
Yeah.
They don't even turn the AC on anymore in this heat.
Yeah.
So the tank, 50 out of 10 in the ranking,
Right.
honestly.
I mean, my first vehicle when I lived in Florida in the United States was an old vehicle. The AC didn't even work. And
At least it had one, you know.
yeah, and I can tell you that when you're in a hot environment like that, if you don't have a good AC, it's not.
It's game over.
It's-
It's
yeah.
game over.
It's
No.
not. It's not an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, but this is the thing. A lot of people buy the cars just because of their looks. They
Right.
don't think about, okay, what is going to happen when it gets hot?
Right.
What is going to happen when it gets cold?
Right.
How is it going to get out of the snow? How is it going to work with the sand?
Yeah.
Or is the AC actually going to work?
Yeah.
Then once you get a tank, you realize actually this car can do it all. Perfect for off-roading,
Right.
a luxurious, comfortable ride, and
Yeah.
it just does what it needs to do.
Right.
Gets you out of the trouble, meaning sand, snow, or rocks. or
It's got a
whatever.
lot of different driving modes.
Oh yeah,
Like sand, snow,
Let me just tell
rocky.
you, I've been going up the stairs.
Yeah.
With the car about 10 minutes ago, and that was.
Oh, you
an
drove it up the
experience.
stairs,
Oh
up the
my god!
steps.
I was like, gravity. Who?
Yeah.
This car doesn't know gravity. This car was just floating.
Have you
I
seen
mean,
this one before?
I saw it for the first time today, actually, and I couldn't believe how wide it is and how differently customized this car can be. Because
Right.
you have one there, one there, one there, one there, and each one of them is like a completely different vehicle.
Yeah. You wouldn't know that they're kind of a similar model.
No,
Yeah.
you wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
And this is another thing that's amazing because you can just do so many different variations of the car depending on what you prefer, because some people don't go off-roading, right?
Right.
But they can do something else. Maybe they
Right.
are towing trailers, or they have motorbikes, or they
Yeah.
go for fishing. So
Yeah.
all your fishing gear in the back there.
Right.
Or a
It's got a
massive
lot of
motorbike.
space. The volume, the
Massive.
liters.
And you know, it tows 3.5 tons.
Yeah.
That is, for me, that information was like, okay.
You're going to be like the savior of your friends. If anything ever happens to them, you're pulling them out of whatever ditch they've gotten
I do
themselves
it
into.
now, and trust me, it's a headache.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why I shouldn't get it, because
Yeah.
then they will all use me to tow them out.
With a lot of power comes a lot of responsibility.
Oh, yeah,
Just
yeah,
like
yeah.
Spider-Man says.
Oh, yeah.
So this vehicle, this is the GWM Power. This thing is outfitted with the high 4T. I actually drove a Power on Changbai Mountain in northeast China, which I was telling you about. And I drove it in like an off-road course where it was like really deep snow. Like the snow was probably like this deep.
Oh, wow.
And the director, I had a headset on. The director was talking to me. He's like, "Yeah, just let it have it. Just drive it as fast as you can."
What?
He's like, "Don't worry."
Why am I not on these events?
Yeah, he's like, "Don't worry, you got insurance. Just whip it as hard as you
Miss all
can."
the fun.
So I've never driven a vehicle like that in a situation like that. So I was taking the GWM Power, and I drive as fast as I can. I'd floor the gas
Did
pedal.
you put the suspension up?
I don't know. I don't think so. I just drove it how it came.
It went like that without the suspension up.
I
this
literally.
is better than any vehicle in Europe that deals with snow. Then
I tell you, I just got in the truck. I didn't do anything. I just started driving it, and I'd slam the gas pedal, and then I'd whip like the steering wheel as hard as I can
so
to
you
like
were like, they
drift
see
it.
me rolling.
Right. I wanted to drift it as hard as I can. You could like whip the snow up, it was like, you know, in the pool when you have a splash fight with other kids. It's like that, but with snow. I'd be flinging snow everywhere and just really, just giving it all I had. And this thing carried me the whole way through, no problems whatsoever.
That is incredible.
Right.
I wish I witnessed that actually.
Yeah, because the thing is also in a snowy environment like that, like I was saying, the snow is probably like this deep.
Yeah, so you don't know what's underneath the snow.
You don't know what's underneath the snow. But like, you know, a lot of the power is like the bottom of the chassis and the bottom of the vehicle. It's like reinforced steel plating, stuff like that.
Oh wow.
The shock absorbers, the suspension, and everything like that as well, also very solid. So even in like a really bumpy environment, I didn't puke. I can say that I did not throw up.
Thank God, because you would destroy the car. We're glad you didn't puke in the car.
Yeah.
That's good news.
And at the end of it, I had 3 cameramen in the vehicle with me.
Did they puke?
No one threw up.
Wow.
No one puked. So I'd say it's very successful.
Hero.
Yeah, me driving as hard as I can, not experienced, and nobody threw up. That really speaks to the suspension and the shock
for me,
absorption.
the most important thing is if you go down here, if this can hold anything under that much snow, then this car can go through absolutely anything.
Right.
Absolutely anything.
Right.
Because, like, I'm from Slovakia, right? So we get a lot of snow.
Yeah.
But most of the cars don't just manage the snow. You get stuck and you're stuck. Or
That
they
sucks.
kill the engine or they just rip the entire bottom of the car out.
Yeah.
But this,
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I mean, I went up the stairs and we went through the course over here.
Right.
And that car didn't flinch. Like, it had no idea there's like 180. Like
I think we're going to be doing it again in a second.
Oh my
That's
God.
what they were telling me. Oh, look, there's a car
Yeah,
right up
there's
there.
there's a car. So here, you don't even realize how twisted the car was. We were literally like this. I was just like this. The
I got
car
you.
was like this. And I was like, okay. And the lady next to me is like, oh my God, oh my God. I'm like, are you okay? She's like, this car has no gravity. I'm like, yeah, I told you what to do. But
Insane.
going up the stairs, the suspension was so still. Even though it's a stair after a stair, did you see the stairs there?
Yeah.
The car did nothing. It went like that. It went
Really?
like if it was a
Like
straight,
a flat ramp.
Yeah, flat ramp, completely. And over there, where it's this really steep hill,
Yeah.
or what we want to say it,
Yeah.
it was just going like that.
Wow.
Nothing. You can't hear the brakes. You can't feel the brakes. It was just like, yeah, piece of cake.
We're going to be doing that in a second.
Oh
That'd
my
be awesome.
goodness.
But
Oh
before we
my
hit that, I still want to like look at just the side of our power here, because I love like the design of it. Like you said, like you have so many different ways to outfit it, to customize it.
Yeah.
I like this thing right here. This is
It looks very aggressive.
the
actually.
snorkel.
The snorkel.
So this vehicle as well, I also took it for a drive in Baodian, which is a city in more northern China. And the driver drove us through water probably like this deep.
Oh my
And no problem whatsoever. I think this thing can go up to like around a meter or so. Don't quote me on that.
Wow.
But
Don't
this
quote
water
me on
snorkel, it can really kind of, you can traverse like pretty deep water. The wading ability is very good. And then like you see like back here, like you can like, just the overall design of the vehicle is pretty cool. And then I love back here, you can
Yeah, the
really
back is
kind of
really good.
trick it out.
I love how the spare tire is on the top of the cage over there.
Right.
And then you have all the different like shelves over here
Yeah.
with the gear.
Yeah.
If you go off-roading, there is no chance anything can ever go wrong.
Right. Got
with
all the
your
tools.
vehicle or with you, because you can put everything in the back here and there is no way you're gonna ever struggle.
Right.
And I also love how the button is just hiding inside of the circle.
Look at that. It opens up sideways as well,
Yeah,
horizontal.
it opens up sideways or automatically just comes down as a
Yeah,
bed.
yeah.
So it's super cool. And I actually think that another thing you can do that's super cool with this vehicle is you can put a mattress down there. And if you camp, you really camp. 'Cause
You can
will
set up a
just
tent
yeah.
right in the back.
Even without the tent, just put a mattress on.
I think you want a
Just
tent on
enjoy
top
the
of it too.
stars, you know?
And the bugs.
And yeah, well,
But
I mean,
no,
camping comes with its risks, right?
You're right. In terms of like length and width, you could totally throw a mattress back there.
Totally. That's going to be one big, comfortable, king-size bed,
Yeah.
actually.
Have you seen this over here? They've got a whole motorcycle exhibit.
Don't even get me started with the SO,
Yeah.
because the SO is next level.
Really?
Next level,
So
yeah.
I've like, you know, experimented with a lot of different GWM vehicles and
Okay,
models.
okay.
But the motorcycles are really a first for me.
Yeah,
This is very new to
This
me.
was, I think, maybe the second biggest GWM surprise
Yeah.
here at this exhibition.
Yeah.
Because I didn't expect the bike to be this wide and this long. Because obviously when you see it on the picture, you don't really notice the size, but then when you see it in real life, you're like, whoa, okay, this is super cool. And I don't even know which one I like the more, because there's 3 different versions, right?
Let's go check it out over here. I think they got an engine display.
There is the engine display. And then there is the fun part with the orange, with the red colored one.
That's like a simulation?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's cooler. It's actually AI. So when you sit on the bike, it creates a picture of you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But it makes it very cool. So it takes a picture of you here, and then it makes a cool AI picture of you, how you would look with the bike in the terrain.
Oh, okay.
So if you look
if I own this bike, what would my life be like?
See, that's your dream.
Oh,
she didn't sit like that.
Drove it down to the coast.
It's telling the dreams. Hey,
by
I'm
the
gonna
water.
Go down the coast or a mountain in the snow. But this is the start of the show, right?
Yeah, look at this motor.
This is actually the 2000 cc.
2000 cc's. Oh, that's a good amount of cc's to create a little danger.
Yes.
not for the light of heart.
Over here, I mean, look how huge is the cooling system.
Wow.
Yeah, safe space and makes sure everything is really cooled.
It's got an 8-speed DCT.
Yeah.
Smooth, powerful, super user-friendly.
Powerful, super user-friendly, but also that's exactly what the whole bike stands for. Not just the engine, but the whole bike. Did you know you can actually voice control the entire bike?
Voice control the entire bike. How so? Like for example?
I would love to try it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
They didn't let me try the voice control. I just know as you drive, you can fully voice control the bike.
Well, we can't turn them on here, so I guess you couldn't. You couldn't like really experience it.
But
in
have
full.
you ever sat on a bike that has heated seats?
No, definitely not.
That's the bike you're going to sit on with the heated seats.
This thing comes with heated seats as well.
Yes.
I was talking to a guy earlier, I don't know if he's still around here, he was telling us about a lot of the specs of the motorcycle. I wonder if he's still around. I think that's him right there. Yo.
That is him
I think
right there,
he's getting they're giving him mics.
Yeah.
He's getting mic'd up. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good, Jack.
Oh, you're giving me a mic?
Yes, of course.
I already got 2
How
mics.
many bikes?
Yeah.
I got 4 mics now.
All right.
Wow.
So, Mike, how are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good.
We met a little earlier. This is Dami.
Nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
So we're kind of looking at this engine right here.
Yeah. This is very exclusive in the all over the world.
Yeah.
There's 8 gears, and it can deliver at 2000 cc.
Yeah.
Right now.
Something BMW should be jealous of, huh?
Yes, and it's very exclusive.
Okay.
Over the world, and you can see the lots of very technically formed in this one, and especially for our, I can show you on our cars how do it work.
Yeah.
And there is a regulations that so we can't talk about. There's no power up. See we.
Giving you one of my mics.
Quick mic change.
Yeah. Let's redistribute our mics.
Yeah, lots of.
We should just have 50 mics around us every day.
We need a boom mic.
Yeah, we can move to our motorcycle line.
Okay, so let's check out the motorcycle actually.
Please. Yeah,
all right.
Just the problem is that as we just talk about our engine, and it do.
Actually, I'm going to sit on it because it looks so cool.
Go for it.
Yeah.
I am going
This is a very wide and very large
Please.
motorcycle.
And I have to say that it's very friendly to girls.
Yeah.
Yes, and it just the height of our side is 740 mm.
But I'm driving and he's at the back.
Yeah, I could totally sit back here.
Right.
So this is very easy for 2 people, yeah?
Yes, of course.
And it's got back support as well. You can lean into.
Yeah, and especially for our back box, and it's roughly 6.3 liters. And you can put 2 people's. I'm sorry, 2 people's headlights, and with 4 sides headlights.
But you also have storage on the sides, right?
Yeah, 2 box that weighs 858.
So we know you can voice control the bike.
Yeah.
But what exactly can you control with your voice? The music?
Yes,
accept
and
the calls
especially during lots of scenery, and you have to drive your motor. You use your earphone, and there's lots of noisy.
Right.
So all you need is just to connect our operating system with your Bluetooth.
Okay.
And you can use your earphone with Bluetooth through this press button. Yeah.
Very neat.
Cool.
Yeah.
Super cool.
It's very interactive, very ergonomic. I love kind of like, you can tell, very comfortable to ride in. Like you said, so much storage space.
Yes, of course. and you also can play some music when you're cruising.
There's speakers everywhere, right?
Four speakers right there, and there.
Surround sound.
Yeah,
surround sound.
It's like you can't even hear the road. You know?
Yeah,
You're in your own bubble on this bike.
Yes,
literally.
of course.
Your own outdoor bubble.
Yeah, but there is a very huge motorcycle, and it's very heavy.
It's like a spaceship, actually.
Yes, and how do we, move it very slightly when you're within a very small spaces?
Yeah.
So we can use our working mode as here. When you leg it and power it up, and you press here, and press here. So all you need is just to press this bagger trigger and this trigger, and to make it very slowly to move.
Well, in the future, if we're riding bikes, we'll have to check this one out. I say though we hit this thing though, because I see its back.
Yeah.
We can experience this off-road maniac right here. Thank you very much for the rundown on the bike. We learned a lot.
I hope you're not going to scream next to me.
No guarantees. All right, so let's hop in this vehicle. I love the paint job on this thing.
I love the paint. That's exactly what I was saying.
Right.
The colors, and there's another one in like a sandy beige.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Sandy beige is nice too.
But
I call shotgun.
no way!
I got a shotgun.
That's unfair. You already drove through the snow.
It's mine.
You're ruining my dream.
You already rode on it though. This is my first time.
That doesn't count.
I need a
Guys,
front
can I
seat.
just actually say, look at the ambient light around the car. So it's not only at the front, but it's also at the back.
Yeah.
Seatbelt on.
Of course, of course. I don't
first.
go off-roading without a seatbelt. I do like the ambient lights. It's pretty nice.
I like the ambient lights because that's not something you really have in off-roading cars.
Yeah.
So that's another proof of the fact that this is so luxurious, not only for the enjoyment of the terrain, but also for the enjoyment of the ride.
Right, like you wouldn't expect, kind of like a hardcore off-road vehicle like this to really deliver this level of comfort and luxury in the interior. All right, are we going up?
We're going
This
up.
is the stairs.
This is stairs.
These are straight stairs right here.
Oh my god.
This has to be terribly bumpy.
Can we just say, actually it isn't. You can't. Ah!
That's
Gravity
actually
is not existing in this car.
That was surprisingly easy. What was that, like 45 degrees straight up?
I think I have more struggles with walking it with my feet than this car had it with driving up.
Look at this.
Really.
It's going like
now
on the teeter-totter.
Yeah, completely different angles, and the car doesn't even flinch.
Right, like I feel like even though like we're going like on unbalanced beams,
Yeah.
it doesn't even really throw you off.
Look! I am about to fall out, and the car is not even noticing it's happening.
We're like driving sideways. We're almost essentially driving on a wall.
Oh,
It's like a Spider-Man
people
vehicle.
waving, and they're like, "Wow, this is so cool!" Hi, Em.
I'm waving to that guy. Hey, what's up? Just waving to
I feel
people.
like we're cooler than anyone else right now.
I'm kind of jealous of these guys' spectating position though.
Yeah,
you can see a lot of
actually,
cool stuff from there.
I'm jealous that you get to see it from the front seat,
Hey, you already rode in it.
but not in the front seat. Ooh.
This thing is, it must be like the differential locks,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
they
yeah,
have
yeah.
on the axles.
Yeah.
So like you gotta imagine like these surfaces are so
I think
uneven.
there's 3 different differential locks, right?
Yeah, I think so. It depends on the model, but I've ridden in ones where they have like front, rear, and like a cross
Yeah.
differential as well. So like driving over an obstacle like that, like I imagine like you have like half of your tires suspended in the air.
Yeah.
But that differential comes and locks it in and gives the torque to where it's needed.
Hold on tight, we're going down.
This is steep.
I mean, look how steep this is.
Oh my goodness.
I think if you were on your feet,
That
you would
is
not
so
even be
steep.
able to walk it down.
I would not walk down this. Oh my
Like I'm
goodness.
just looking straight onto the floor.
Oh man.
Wow, how does
Look
it
at
feel
that.
up there? Huh?
I feel like my stomach's coming out of my mouth.
Please keep it in, keep it in.
But that was like
was insane.
that's so smooth though.
It was so smooth. I told you I couldn't feel even the car braking or anything. It was so smooth.
Like you can feel that like even though you're going down like what's that, like a 50-degree
I think
slope
that's
right
even
there.
more than 50 now.
That even though it's so steep, like you feel like the vehicle's in control the whole time. Like you feel like it's just like solid, just like planted there.
Yeah. Let me just open the
They
door.
lock you in. I think he's got a
locked
child
in.
lock. They got our camera guy stuck in the back with a child lock. He can't get out. All right, there he goes. We've released him. All right. What a ride, though! I tell you what. Very, very cool.
So, that was
awesome. Beautiful car and a beautiful ride.
Car and a beautiful ride. Honestly.
That's like something I've never, I've experienced that actually a similar kind of like off-road playground in Balding, but never before in the middle of a GWM exhibition in the middle of a booth, right? Like just like that.
So crazy.
Like it's just to me crazy just like how they decided, GWM as a company, that like at our exhibition booth at the auto show, we're gonna put in an off-road playground.
Yeah, but that's the best way to show people what is the car capable of, right?
Right. I think we're walking over this way.
Yeah.
Right, like it really shows you up close. Like I can't imagine like them thinking about like, hey, we're gonna build an off-road playground right in the middle of the exhibition. Like the guy who thought of that.
Best idea. He deserves all the fame in the world for this.
Right.
Because thanks to him, I got to see what this car can actually do. So I'm super thankful for that.
I want to know, Dami, what have you thought overall though today, being here visiting? Because we got the dual booths, you got the tech booth, you got the off-road booth. What have you thought overall your experience here today?
So the best and the biggest thought in my head right now is, how fast can I sell my car to get one of these?
You've already made a change in your heart.
I'm already like, okay, I have to sell my car because I really want one of those.
The seed has been planted.
Yes. Oh yeah, it took me like 5 minutes.
I gotta ask, if you were to swap cars and you were going to grab a GWM car, what do you think would be the model that you would go for?
I think after the experience we just had, we have a winner.
Tank 300?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, we just didn't experience Tank 300.
That was the Tank 300 right there.
It was? I thought that was the 500.
No. The 500 was the one, the white, the red one we were looking at. That was still the 300.
Really?
But just modded.
Just modded.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. Like the room for modification on these vehicles.
Oh my God. I even tricked
so
me and
expensive.
I thought that was the 500.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 300 it is?
Yeah, 300.
The 300 it is?
But that's like the cool thing is like that's because the tech booth over there, like I noticed you can see a lot of new technologies, new features.
Yeah.
But you come to the off-road booth and you can see the potential of a lot of these vehicles.
Yeah.
If you like gave it to a particular user or a particular off-road enthusiast, how far they can take it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that Tank 300 right there, that paint job, all the customizations on that.
It had such a wide body as well, thanks to the mods. I'm like, oh, that's a 500 right there.
Right.
Wow.
I think in terms of just like pure off-road performance and just having fun outdoorsy, I think that the Tank 300 really does a great job.
Yeah.
And I've had experiences as well, driving it in several different kinds of environments.
So we're both getting one.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Well, as soon as my girlfriend lets me. She's the one in charge of the finances.
Let him.
Yeah. I'll have to have her sell her car and then I can get one. But overall, I mean, it was cool today for me to see the tech booth.
Same.
To see the off-road booth. I mean, some of the stuff I saw in the tech area as well, like some of the smart features, the ergonomic features. You're talking about like the smart cockpit, the OS, the Coffee OS 3.0, 3.2, stuff like that. I mean, just how easy it is to use. Because like you said, like a lot of these vehicles, especially when you view them from the outside, when you see the exterior, it really just conveys a sense of like raw power and performance. But I mean, if you're driving this vehicle on the day-to-day, you don't want just that. You also want the comfort, you also want the fuel efficiency. So when you hop in the vehicle and you actually get in it, you notice just how comfortable and how much of a pleasure it is to ride in. Oh, what do you think?
I think the same. I think you just summarized everything I would be saying, so I don't think I have to say it again.
Oh, shit. Took the words right out of your mouth.
Yeah, literally. But I think for me, the best experience was to come and see all the new cars, because I don't get to really see them on the roads as of now. So I really just hope we're going to see so many more of those on the roads in Dubai or in UAE as well. And to experience that in this terrain was just mind-blowing. And to hearing stories about your experience in the mountains with it just blew my mind completely. And actually to see these cars so modded and so different than I'm used to is just That on its own is an experience for me.
Right, really see the potential of what these vehicles can do. So in the UAE, you guys, I imagine, already have quite a few models of GWM. Are there ones that you're looking forward to coming to the UAE market?
I think all the models that we've seen here should be coming to the market because there are still not all of them in UAE. So far, I only see the 300s from the big off-roaders on the roads. So I hope we get the 700s and the 500 more often on the roads as well.
Right. The 700 is quite the beast. That is a very large vehicle. That one, the 700, I have not had the privilege of driving yet.
Makes two of us.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one because I do events with GWM pretty often. Like I said, Changbai Mountain, Balding, stuff like that, Beijing recently. So I'm looking forward to in the future because GWM does a lot of cool events.
Yeah.
They also will invite a lot of users of the products like you yourself to come out here and participate in it. So that's also a thing I love about GWM.
Or maybe I just have to move to China so I can be with GWM
It'd definitely be easier. However, Liwa in December was in the UAE.
Yeah.
So you never know. GWM, even if you're not in China, it could come to your own area.
Cool. That would be very cool. I think we both deserve to do that one.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. You know, in the future, 700. I'm still hopeful I'll get to get my hands on it in the future.
If we do it there.
Right. So there's always new events coming up, always new models coming online. So to me, that's a very exciting thing about hanging out with GWM.
Yeah. We have to do that more often.
Yeah. I guess that's it for today, though.
I think that's it.
Thank you guys for tuning in, watching our stream this afternoon. There will be more streams going on with GWM in the coming days because this auto show is going on for a little while. But until then, it was nice hanging out with you guys. This has been Jack
and Dami.
And we'll see you guys next time. See you later.
Wonder is all in your eyes. Care is all in my hands. Beauty is your faith. And dream is what I embrace. Free, fearless, and hand in hand through the endless tides of time. I'm drawn to style, but even more to you in the light of love. I prefer bold vitality over fancy looks, daring and unstoppable. I'm both stargazers and heartwarmers, finding light in family. I want the world to fall in love with our cars.
我是长城汽车魏盘蓝山的车主，驾驶 GWM 已经走过了40多个国家，看到了 GWM 在海外的发展，感受到了中国制造的强大，为中国品牌、为长城汽车自豪。
大家好，我是坦克700车主徐洛森。坦克700是我购买的第4台坦克。今年夏天，我开着我的坦克700穿越19个国家。这一路上，我们受到了非常多的国际友人关注。希望我们的国产越野车能够更好的走向世界。
السلام عليكم أنا عمر موجود داخل الإمارات.
GWM Power offers you a powerful engine that is capable of doing almost anything.
Amazing. I'm very proud with the brand, and I think it's a success of sale.
They have done an amazing machine.
中国坦克 I love it.
Love does not have to be loud, as it warms the world with a heartfelt touch. Deepest and longest love confession is by your side and on the roads. Despite different skin colors or languages, love always travels with us.